Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Your Wheaton Thunder football team, ranked number 15 in the country. Today they are hosting the visiting Bethel Royals, ranked 13 in the country, for a first-round playoff game of the NCAA Division III football playoffs. I'm joined alongside alumni Tim March. He played defensive back for the Thunder between the years of 2003 and 2006, had a few seasons playing alongside current Thunder head coach Jesse Scott, as well as 7 playoff games under Tim's belt. Very excited to have him with us today. And this is looking like it's going to be a great game. We're at about a feel of about 12 degrees here at McCulley Stadium, so a very chilly one. We've got about 15 miles an hour of wind, along with some on and off snow flurries. So this is going to be an exciting one here as the Thunder look to advance against this really impressive Bethel Royals team. Both teams getting ready here. We're going to have the national anthem in just a few minutes here, but the Thunder, coming off of a long string of wins, their last loss on this season was against North Central on the 1st of October. Ever since then, they've just been racking up big win after big win, and they are very happy to find themselves here in the first round of the Division III playoffs after earning a bid after securing another victory the end of last week. And we're going to move to the national anthem now. And after that, we'll do the coin flip here, starting lineups, and we'll get right here into this action.
Last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming. Still there, oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, on the home of the brave.
Folks, we're getting ready here for some exciting football action here. As we said, chilly afternoon right now, and despite that, you can see some members of Riken's Rowdies filing in wearing nothing but pants and hats, their bodies emblazoned with the numbers of some of their favorite players. So good to see the Wheaton faithful out here supporting the Thunder football team. The Thunder have had an excellent season. After the first 2-2 start that this Thunder team has had since 2001, it's been all business from there. We've had great performances all season from senior running back Giovanni Weeks, who is now the owner of the top 2 single-season touchdown marks in Thunder history. 21 last season, 20 this season, after a great performance last week against North Park. Will Bowers, the graduate transfer in his first year at quarterback for the Thunder, has also been a revelation. He threw 31 touchdowns in the regular season and finished second in Division III in completion percentage. Up to 76.3% of his passes were complete. Absolutely fantastic season from Bowers. Really impressive to see him coming in as a first-year guy, not having the advantage of developing chemistry with this team over a number of years, but still just being an absolute titan at the quarterback position.
It was really impressive to see him come in and figure it out after just a couple games. I thought he played great in the second half of that game. Really kept Wheaton
has won the toss and elected to defer.
So Wheaton wins the
Bethel
coin toss.
will receive to start the game. Good luck, gentlemen.
They're going to defer, and good choice by them as they're going to be able to kick off with the wind at their back. You can see the Thunder out here getting excited despite the cold, despite the wind and the snow. They're going to kick with the wind at their back. They've got blue tops, blue bottoms, and we'll probably get some shots that'll allow us to see the NCAA patch on their chest as well. Exciting to see the Thunder in the postseason. This is part of what it means to be a Thunder football player, is getting into the postseason after impressive regular seasons. Tim will be able to tell us some stories about that, as he played in 7 playoff games in his time for the Thunder. So part of the Thunder history, like we've said, is just being able to get into the playoffs year after year and play really impressively, and they will look to continue that today against the Bethel Royals.
Yeah, it should be a great game. Bethel is really a similar team to Wheaton in that both Christian programs place a big emphasis on playing the game the right way. have had success in the playoffs. They're always a perennial contender in the Minnesota Conference, the MIAC. For those Bethel listeners, you have 2 Minnesota guys on the call today, both of us originally from Minnesota. So we'll do our best to maybe throw some tater tot hot dish references in there, I guess, every now and again. But we're hoping Wheaton does pull out the victory today, though. Might be a little biased.
Yeah, we're definitely on one side here rather than the other, but fun to see home state represented. Bethel, like Tim mentioned, just a really impressive team. They've had a great season. A lot of that having to do with senior quarterback Jaron Rosti. Out of Alexandria, Minnesota, Rosti has just been really great this season. We're going to get a chance to see him in just a moment here as Bethel is going to take this opening kickoff, and they elect to return. Nice little return there for Bethel to start off the game.
And just if I'd say there's one area of concern for me as a Wheaton football alum and watching a lot of games this year, it's the special team, especially the kicking game. So you hope you can. Wheaton's always had a good coverage unit, but we've been struggling a little bit with the kicking game. So it's nice to. I was surprised they even returned that, to not fair catch that at the 2 in the corner, but I think they probably feel pretty good about their return game.
Yeah, the Thunder, like you said, kicking has been one of the struggles, and Noah and I were actually talking about this last week. Just when you have a team whose offense is so good at getting in the end zone, you also don't have many opportunities to practice getting up field goals. And against a good team like the Royals, you might have to get a little bit more comfortable with the idea of having kicker Caleb Mary or Jack Ryken putting up some field goal attempts, as Bethel will start off with a handoff here. That one went to running back Bryce Kunkel on the handoff from Jaron Rosti. With the wind and the snow and the cold, we're likely going to see this game start off on the ground.
Yeah, Bethel's got a great offensive line. They're very athletic. They're big. They should be pretty good on the ground. I expect them to be pretty quick with the pass, with their quarterback being a little banged up. See a lot of quick game and some power running. There they go.
And this will be Kunkel on another handoff. Not nearly as much there for him this time. Good takedown from the Thunder defense, and they've got some energy already early in this one that they're going to need all game. Nice takedown there. You can see senior Clay Campbell getting in there.
One thing that CJ Nightingale, defensive coordinator for Wheaton, likes to do here on these 3rd and medium, 3rd and 7, a lot of times you see him bring extra pressure here, try to get the ball out quick. See if we can get a hit on the quarterback early.
Yeah, Wheaton has done a good job on 3rd down this year. A lot of those have come against weaker opponents, but they're going to hope to continue that here, and they're going to go with another handoff to Kunkel, and he's able to break one off. He's going to pick up a 1st down and more. Kunkel just jetting through after taking his 3rd straight carry.
Nice play call. Bethel sees Wheaton and nickel personnel and just runs it right at him.
Yeah, and able to break through that initial tackle from Sam Bell, who eventually is able to wrap his legs up and take him down, but not before Kunkel gets a few extra yards. So Bethel moving the chains here for the first time in their opening possession. We're 2 minutes into this one. It's going to be interesting, too, to see how the cold affects these teams throughout the length of this game. As 2 Minnesota boys behind the mics here, we know the Royals have a little bit more comfortability with cold weather.
I know that I wasn't. Some of the guys on defense, they didn't allow us to wear sleeves during games. As I look out there, I'm only noticing D linemen, and I guess maybe we got one DB. But defense, I always tried to say you got to be tough in these cold weather games.
Yeah, there's a few guys with sleeves, a few without. Bethel also having some guys trying to be protected against the cold. We've also got a number of fans, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, who are shirtless with player numbers and names on their backs. Trying to emphasize that toughness, as this one going to be whistled dead before chance to go. We're going to hear from the referee now.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
So a little miscommunication there from the Royals offense. They're going to lose 5 on the delay of game. So nice little takeaway there for the Thunder. We're going to give them a little bit more of an advantage here. Now they're going to have a 2nd and 12, ball on the 44. Moving a little bit slow here to start this game. Bethel content to take their time, especially in these opening moments, and that's going to be another carry for senior running back Bryce Kunkel. That one not going very far at all.
One of the staples of the Wheaton defense over the last few years has been to be very disciplined on the back end, make teams earn it all the way down the field, make them put 10, 12, 15 play drives together, and oftentimes teams aren't able to do that. Gave up a couple big plays against WashU. I think this Bethel offense is a lot similar to that WashU, big quarterback, a couple really good wide receivers, so it'll be important for Wheaton to stay disciplined on the back end here on 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd and 9. Bethel, Rosti on the keeper, and he's going to get a 1st down there. Had a little bit of misdirection going there. Nice fake handoff. You had a 3-receiver set on the near sideline as well. Try and draw attention. The defense try and divide it, and Rosti able to pick up a 1st with his legs. Yet to see a pass attempt here from the Bethel offense, and I think it's going to be a while till we see that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Rossi's he's got the ability to beat you with his feet too. He's played quarterback for Bethel for 4 years. He's been in games for 4 years. He's had some big runs, long runs for them over the years. He's a great. Sometimes you forget how mobile he is.
Yeah, and Rosti, a big player, 6'4", 220. So he's got a nice build to be able to get a head full of steam and be able to break through some tackles. As Kunkel with yet another carry.
Yeah,
he's taken all of them so far.
Looking across the front line, Bethel's starting offensive line, left tackle 6'5", 300, left guard 6'5", 320, center 6'3", 280, right guard 6'3", 305, and the right tackle 6'1", 295. They've got 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore, so they've got some big guys up front that have experience. This is an impressive opening drive.
Yeah, this is going to be the most challenging assignment that the Wheaton Thunder defensive line has had all season. They've been able to really feast against some of the inexperienced offensive lines that the CCIW has with some of the younger teams. And we've seen just impressive performances from the Thunder defensive line in a lot of those games, but so far struggling a little bit more to create pressure. Like you said, they've been able to have some impressive stops here on some of the runs and handoffs that they've had to Bryce Kunkel, but Bethel still being able to move the chains when it comes down to it, is they're going to face a 2nd and 9 here.
I'd take a shot right here. Yep, here they come.
They're going to do that. Deep throw from Rosti, targeting the corner, and that pass is caught. Number 2, Joey Kidder. Great catch by him, falling down, able to keep his focus. Take a look on the replay here.
Yeah. It's a great play call. You see Wheaton come with a little bit of pressure. It's probably 4-down territory anyways, so you're probably, you're treating that like a 1st and 10 anyways. Nice catch. There's some good wide receivers. This is a great opening drive by Bethel, really asserting themselves.
Yeah, and Riley Schwartz just not able to get good positioning there on the defensive side, and Kidder comes away with a nice catch there in tough conditions. So now it's going to be 1st and goal, only 4 yards to go for this Bethel offense. Handoff to Kunkel, who is going to be right along the line. They're going to call him just short. The Thunder able to keep him out of the end zone, but pickup of 3 there for Bryce Kunkel on the handoff. You can see there Sam Bell firing into the gap and able to stop Kunkel from getting into the end zone. So the Thunder are going to hope to put up an impressive stop here on the defensive side.
Yeah, I got to think this is 4-down territory again for Bethel. I just don't see them trying to kick a field goal from right here. They've got 3 shots from inside the 1.
Yeah, not only that, if they were to go for a field goal, they would have to kick it into the wind, as Kunkel is going to get into the end zone here to open up the scoring in this playoff game. So Bryce Kunkel on his 10th carry of this game.
Wow.
Gets a touchdown. So he has been busy already.
Not the way you like to start if you're a Wheaton fan. It's a little bit of they played discipline. They had a couple chances to get off the field. made a mistake on 3rd and long, not playing quarterback.
Yep.
Giving up a long run.
Also giving up that big pass.
Yep.
Which you just called perfectly. And now they're going to find themselves down 7-0 at home. So Bethel able to put 7 points on the board after chewing up 7 minutes of this first quarter. So long drive for them, keeping the defense on the field for a while, taking up a lot of time off the game clock. But the Thunder will have a chance here to answer. Bethel will have to kick off into the wind, which should give a little bit of advantage to the Thunder here. They'll also have the wind at their back.
Yeah, that was a great job by the Bethel offense. I'm excited to see the Wheaton offense out here. I do think they should match up well against this Bethel defense. This is an athletic Bethel defense. They run an interesting defense. It's a 4-2-5 defense, but they typically only leave 6 guys in the box. Wheaton should be able to run on these guys if we can be physical up front.
Yeah, and Wheaton does have a great line, and wow, that kick very, very short and very, very low. I couldn't honestly tell if that was how they intended it to be, but
I can't imagine so. That was a nice play, actually, to just fall on the ball.
Yeah, so good decision there from Keegan Babick to take that, even though he knows it's not his job to be the returner, and like you said, just fall on the ball. So the Thunder are going to start at the 30-yard line, so pretty good field position for them to start. And like you said, I think we're going to see a lot of Giovanni Weeks here on this opening drive for the Thunder. And that first handoff will go to Giovanni Weeks, and Weeks swallowed up. He tried to create some space by cutting laterally, but the Royals defense was ready for Giovanni Weeks there. He's not able to pick up anything. That's going to be a no gain there. So 2nd and 10 now for the Thunder after picking up nothing on that first down.
Yeah, really nice job by number 16, Colin Curtis, to set the edge, get off his block, and bounce the play outside, and a nice fill by the safety.
Going to be a quick pass to Tyler Gauthier on the outside, and Gauthier trying to use a screen from his teammate Tucker, and not much there. Tucker was not able to set too good of a block there, and you also had just the fact the defense collapsed on that right away. Yeah, just not much there. So the Thunder picking up 3 there, so now 3rd and 7 already for the Thunder offense.
Yep, you got to rely on your playmaker here. This is where Will's been so great all season, is picking up first downs. Wheaton leads the nation in first downs for all of D3.
We're going to see what Will can do, like you said. They're going to go back to pass. Bowers looking, and that pass is batted down, and not what you'd want to see from the opening drive of the Thunder.
No, really disappointing to see kind of the offensive line get overwhelmed. All 3 plays there. Not the way that you want to start if you're the offense or the defense. Hopefully it's just, hey, we got punched in the face. Now we gotta respond.
So senior Evan Spees will come out to punt this one away. He'll have a chance to really boot it here with the wind behind him and a long field ahead. Nice punt from Spees. He's going to get a friendly roll as well, and taken down there.
Great punt coverage there.
Yeah, didn't call for a fair catch either, so the Thunder are really pouncing on him, hoping they'd maybe get an opportunity to take that ball away, but the Bethel offense back on the field after a disappointing first drive from the Thunder, and I think you hit the nail on the head, Tim, when you talked about the offensive line just not being able to really establish themselves on that first drive. The Royals were throwing pressure and just really throwing their bodies around on the defensive line there. The Thunder certainly do not have an offensive line to scoff at. They have 2 all CCIW first-teamers and 1 all CCIW second-teamer on that offensive line, as this time we get a carry not from Kunkel, but this time David Jeebley, the freshman, 5'7", 180, showing some speed there. Jeebley picking up a nice chunk of yardage for the Royals.
Got a Wheaton player down.
Timeout for an injury.
Max Wilson, looks like.
Yeah, Wilson a little shaken up there. Nice carry there, though, from Jeebley. He got through the hole that his offensive line gave him and showed he's already shifty. So a little bit of a change there from Kunkel, who was very much the kind of run straight ahead, put your head down kind of thing. Jeebly showing a little bit of a different running style there, and that was helpful for the Royals as they were able to pick up 10.
Yeah. This will be a tough loss for Wheaton here. Max is a second-team all-conference player in the CCIW this year. He's had a great season with 4 interceptions. A taller corner. Tough to lose one of your starting corners against a trio of good wide receivers from Bethel. So hopefully this is, looks like he's not off on his own power, but he is up and walking. So hopefully we can see him out on the field again today.
Thankfully, the Thunder do have a lot of capable reserves. So in for him will be junior Clay Campbell, who's also played well this season. Jeebly with another carry, and Jeebly breaking one off. Pursued. Riley Schwartz there for the tackle, able to take him down before Jeebly could take it all the way, and this game is not starting in favor of the Thunder. Take a look here on the replay. Jeebly just kept going. He breaks through a tackle from Virgil Cannon, Sam Bell. Stephen Watson also not able to take him down. Watson going for the ankles, not able to take him down, but it's Riley Schwartz who's finally able to get there, the senior taking him down.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing here, this is, yeah, maybe they're going into the wind, Bethel, here, but it's looking like this is a concerted effort by the Bethel offense just to say, hey, we're bigger than these guys. We're going to run it at them until they stop us, and so far Wheaton hasn't done that.
Yeah, they've just been punching the Thunder in the mouth as Jeebly slips up, and that one is going to be a sigh of relief for the Thunder as their defense is still a little bit on their heels after the long run, so you can see Jeebly just slip up there on the turf. It's going to be a loss of 3.
Again, you're sitting here, you're probably thinking, okay, we're into the wind, we're on the 26, we're probably not going to try, 43-yard field goal. I would say if I'm thinking here, this is 4-down territory again for Bethel.
Yeah, especially up 1 score, you feel like you have a little bit more of an advantage, and the way that the Thunder offense played on their first drive, you're not necessarily worried about them piling on the points at this point. So Jaron Rosti will take a shot, short pass there. That's his receiver, number 15, Micah Newald, who had a great game last week despite the loss for the Royals. They fell to St. John's, who's also one of the best teams in Division III.
Yeah, it's a tough. That really puts you in a bind there if you're a linebacker, where they're pulling some linemen. Really looks like they're coming downhill at you with either a counter or a power play, which keeps your eyes in the backfield. Meanwhile, they're running a slant in behind you, and the corner can't really jump that. So that's a nice designed play and a good throw by a senior quarterback.
The Royals will stack the line a little bit here. Rosti handoff to Jeebly, and Jeebly reversing field. Oh man. He's got really open field in front of him, and wow.
Really nice play.
What a play from Jeebly.
Not very good tackling.
No, the Thunder just looking outmatched right now. 2 quick touchdowns for the Royals. Thunder now down 13-0 at home with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first. They're going to get a chance for a field goal attempt, and after that we'll see the replay of this Jeebly touchdown run where he just really did it all himself.
He did, yeah.
Got some help from the Thunder defense just not being able to track him down. So Bethel really establishing themselves early on in this one. The Thunder are going to have to regroup here.
Good news is there's a lot of game left here. But here we go. You can see he stopped.
Yep.
No wrap up. Great play to make something out of nothing.
Rosti actually throwing a block there on Virgil Cannon.
Yeah.
And Riley Schwartz.
That's a great.
And the Thunder are going to need to find some sort of answer. The Bethel offense has been rather one-dimensional, only 2 pass attempts so far, but they've just been punching the Thunder defense in the mouth so far with their rushing attack.
Really impressive so far.
The offense will have a chance here to answer. Coach Scott is definitely coaching up his guys right now. This kickoff goes a little bit farther than the last one. Still into the wind. This is Riley Schwartz taking the return, and Schwartz able to pick up a decent amount of yardage there. So the Thunder with a little bit better field position even than last time. They're going to start around the 35 as opposed to the 30, which is what they started at last time.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that was Eli Odell, not Riley Schwartz, taking that return. Senior Eli Odell doing some good work with his legs there after taking the kickoff.
Just a quick, well, I guess we can do it maybe at the end of the quarter. Just going to give a run around the rest of Division III here, but looks like the Wheaton's ready to go.
The Thunder offense will hope to answer after a 3-and-out on their first and only offensive possession of the game so far. Bowers back to pass against pressure, and he's fighting through the tackle, and he's finally taken down. Bowers almost able to escape. He's got impressive mobility, but just not able to get away there. Take a look at the replay here. That's number 44 for Bethel. That was Jacob Holman, the linebacker, who just came through and just refused to give up there. Brought Bowers down for a loss of 4. So 2nd and 14 now for the Thunder offense, and the offense taking a moment to hear from the sideline. Bowers going to go with a pass once again, rolling out. That pass complete to Ben Bonga, the sophomore, who was the story of the Thunder season early on. He was hot at the beginning of the season, cooled off a little bit as players like Tyler Gauthier and Matthew Tucker got in on the receiving action, but Bonga picking up some yards on the ground for the Thunder, cutting into that yardage needed. So now 3rd and 7, so another 3rd and long here for the Thunder offense. Tim, you talked about how the Thunder have one of the best offenses in Division III, having the most first downs across Division III football, so they're going to hope to pick up their first one of the game here. Bowers back, quick pass.
Didn't get it.
We're going to see, looks like he was just short, like you said, and the decision now after the catch from Matthew Tucker is going to be whether you go for it or not. You're going to have a 4th and inches situation here.
Looks like they're going to measure. That's nice to give you a couple extra seconds to think about the play call, but I don't see how. Oh no, they're giving it to him. There we go. Nice spot. It did not look like from up here that he had enough.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him. Looks like Tucker just barely got there. And he did fight there at the end of that reception to get just those extra few inches, and the Thunder are going to catch a break.
Yeah, good route by Tucker to get right to the sticks. Fight forward and pick up the first down. Maybe that gets this team rolling here.
So Thunder having a little bit more success with the passing game so far, as Giovanni Weeks going to take a handoff. So going away from the air, going back to the ground. Weeks not going anywhere there, stuffed. Just a 1-yard gain for him against what's been a stout Bethel defense so far.
So they've got safety number 21. He was up in the box there, came right off the edge, tackled Gio from behind.
Yeah, they've definitely game planned for a guy like Gio Weeks, who is just such a talent, the running back position. Bethel's going to make the Thunder beat them with some of their other guys as Ben Bonga picks up a reception on the short pass. So the Thunder are finding much more success on this drive going to the air with just those short passes. And when you have a guy like Will Bowers under center, who not only is just an impressive quarterback but also has one of the most accurate arms in Division III, why not? Bethel showing blitz here. Bowers escapes, finds Tyler Gauthier wide open down the field.
I love that. Great play call. I was actually just supposed to say, in years past, you really have had Wheaton wide receivers who had the ability to just blow by guys, and they've been missing that a little bit this year, and Gauthier has really kind of turned it just to keep him from getting in the end zone. Here goes Wheaton with the hurry up.
Yeah, and shout out to the offensive line on that last play, because without them, Bowers would not even had a chance. They did some great blocking there against a blitz. Bowers, quick pass. This time, Jack Allen in the game for the first time. Jack Allen, reserve running back for the Thunder. He's been great in the time he's gotten on the field this season. The Thunder are really deep at the running back position with guys like Allen, Kyle Carter, who we're seeing get in the game, as well as Christian Karstens. They've all had great seasons for the time that they've had on the field. We'll also see Ben Juska in the tight end. He was a first-team All-CCIW player, named that just earlier this week. Him and Kyle Carter are going to beef up this Thunder offensive line. Bauer's now getting under center.
Great play call.
Trick play to Kyle Carter, corner of the end zone.
Oh, come on now.
And
give it to him.
Oh, they're going to call him just shy.
Wow, I don't know how you do that. Let's see here on the replay.
That was a great play call, like you said, though, Tim, using some misdirection. Carter's got a pretty good angle, and
oh, that's a touchdown.
I think that's a
touchdown.
Bad call there by the referees. He went right over the pylon. That's something that I'm calling as a touchdown, and we're going to have the end of the first here. So pretty exciting first quarter. Great start for the Royals. They've got 2 touchdowns already, both coming on the ground, but the Thunder showing some life, refusing to go down. They find themselves really close to the end zone.
Yeah, I think, that's sometimes, if I were trying to make up a narrative here, I guess, Bethel had a real tough game last week. They played St. John's tough. Second time they had to play them. St. John's is a very good football team, top 5 team in the country. Had to go to St. John's, played them tough. They lost their quarterback, Bethel did, and it was a 28-10 game, but it seemed a little bit closer than that. Wheaton really, they had a tough game against WashU, but since they played North Central, they really haven't had to come out and play a team that can out-physical them. So we hope that, you don't like spotting a team 14 points, but you hope you get a quick touchdown here, and you're right back in this thing. You still have plenty of time. You don't have to change your game plan on offense. You hope you can figure out a couple answers here. Make Bethel work a little bit harder on the offensive side.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something that we're going to hope to see. The question I have really now at this point in the game is not what the Thunder offense can do necessarily, but if their defense can really put their heels in and put a stop on this Bethel offense, especially since the offense of the Royals has shown that a lot of what they're going to do is just put the ball on the ground, so you know kind of what's coming, but the Thunder still not able to stop them. As we're going to get a handoff here and in for the touchdown. That's Giovanni Weeks picking up another touchdown. He's very used to that. So Weeks in off of the handoff. Good blocking there from the Thunder as well on that run for Weeks, just able to punch it in. Caleb Mary's going to come out to kick the extra point into the wind now after changing the sides of the field after the quarter switch.
Just as a note on stats from the first quarter, Bethel ran 16 plays for 159 yards. That's pretty tough. They ran 14 times for 114 yards.
Caleb Mary not able to connect on the extra point, so the Thunder down by 8 to the visiting Royals. Good to see some life from the offense. You can see Coach Jesse Scott's about to have a conversation with some of his guys. He's talking to a few of his offensive linemen right now. The defense going to get ready to come on the field. And yeah, like you said, Tim, lots of yardage picked up by the Royals already, and even more impressive to do that in such difficult conditions, but just really shows that the Thunder defense is really going to have to find a way to make this work, because the Royals are going to keep trying to find ways to get yards on them, and they've been able to do that pretty much at will on the ground with their two-headed monster of Kunkel and Jeebly. It's going to be interesting to see what they do now after the Thunder have answered a little bit, putting a touchdown of their own on the board, but the Bethel offense going to have a chance here after scoring on both possessions that they've had so far. The Bethel offense has also really been able to chew up a lot of clock as Caleb Mary kicks a squib there.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the best that you could expect right there. Is just kind of what Bethel was doing too. Make it difficult to field. Just kind of concede, hey, we're gonna make them start from the goal would be probably the 30-yard line there. Josh, I don't think Bethel's going to do much anything different. I know they have the win now, but if I'm them, it's hey, let's make them stop us, and yep. We'll throw the ball if we have to, but I don't think they really feel the need so far.
No, Kunkel's going to be back in now after getting the whole last drive off, and like you said, I mean, if if it's not broken, don't fix it, and they've had no issues picking up whatever they want, putting the ball in a running back's hand as Kunkel's going to take the first play, and that is exactly what you want to see from the Thunder defense, making it hard there. That's number 93, Braden Anthony, second team All-CCIW, getting in there, taking down Kunkel as the snow picks up once again.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, this is a big drive for the Wheaton Thunder to get a stop here.
Yeah, they're going to have to make something happen, and
this is something that you see Bethel do quite a bit, is they'll run trips receivers to the boundary, and they'll run a couple interesting route combinations. Oh, here they go, they run it again. Interestingly, I don't know if whoever's on quarterback just decided that Rossi didn't have the ball, but again, nobody was on quarterback there. Right here.
Yeah, you've got to, Rosti has only carried the ball once, but the time he did, he picked up a big first down for the Royals on their first offensive drive of the game.
Notice here a little bit cat and mouse here by CJ Nikhil in defense. They're leaving. Oh no, here they did go nickel. I thought they stayed in their base defense, but again, just 3 down linemen. We'll see if Bethel runs it at him again.
Kunkel flanking Rosti.
They do.
And he will.
Oh,
and he's
great play.
Taken down right away. Number 91, Caleb Kuhn coming in. Kuhn has been a fantastic player. He leads the team in tackles for loss, 11.5 coming into this game.
Huge play.
That's a massive play, like you said. And the Royals offense forced into a 3-and-out. Now going to have to punt it away.
Tough conditions to field the punt here.
Yeah. The snow flurries are picking up. You can see with the flurries how much wind we've got.
Oh boy.
Of course, it's cold and almost blocked. That was actually
go get it.
Giovanni Weeks almost had his hand on that, and that's going to be fielded by McNeil Stout after a little bit of a roll and a bounce, and you can hear Tim's displeasure with
well, I tell you, as
that.
I had Coach Shittersagan, who was one of the best punt returners I've ever seen at Wheaton College. Never used to let the ball bounce. Guy before him also, Brad Musso, never let the ball bounce. It's a kind of a pet peeve of mine when you get a punt to not catch it because you give up. That bounced and rolled an extra probably 10 or 12 yards. You have field position with no return.
Yeah, so now the Thunder, after that unfortunate bounce, are going to be starting just past their own 15. So long field into the wind for the Thunder offense. But they showed some signs of life here in the past few minutes after scoring to start the second. And this is Ben Jusko with the carry. Ben Jusko, only a sophomore, but an all-CCIW first-teamer. And that's something we've seen a little bit more of to end this season is Ben Jusko actually taking handoffs. And Coach Scott really content to use him in a lot of different ways, not just as a receiver, not just as a blocker, but also a runner. And he is really hard to stop when he gets going.
Yeah. It's a nice play call, too, to get. You don't really expect the tight end to be carrying the ball out on the edge.
Gautier pre-snap motion. Thunder, nice misdirection play. This one goes to Jack Allen, who's got some open space, and Jack Allen picking up a nice chunk of yardage there. They're going to give him a first down on that one. He was right there near that first down mark, and he's going to get it. Nice misdirection here. Bowers fakes a handoff to Weeks, turns around, gives it to Jack Allen, who's coming back around on the sweep, and they're going to pick up a first. So the Thunder offense, we've seen some success with them doing a little bit to kind of misdirect the defense.
We're seeing some tendency breakers here, too, from the Wheaton formation-wise with some. There you go, Gio. There you go, Gio.
Giovanni Weeks showing the speed. Another first down for the Thunder. The crowd loves it.
Got a penalty here.
Oh, looks like this one might be coming back. Yeah, that flag is in the backfield. Oh, yep. We're going to hear from the referee in just a moment here. They're going to have a moment to discuss. Be a shame if that run came back, but it's starting to look like that's what's going to happen.
I didn't see.
No, I didn't either. It's kind of hard to see, as those of you watching can tell. It's a little bit of a white static looking stuff across the screen.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Holding number 59, holding number 78. The holding foul will be enforced from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Okay.
So not great to see a holding call against both Graham Wall and Paul Fay.
It's tough. When you get a hold on a running play, typically it's when you get that running back who gets it up in there and then bounces it to the outside, and maybe the lineman wasn't expecting it and they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar a little bit. But 1st and 20.
Yeah. So the Thunder are going to have to try and get themselves out of this one. 20 yards to go to get a first, but a fresh set of downs, so they'll have some opportunities here. Bowers in the backfield with 2. Short pass, wide open, Tyler Gauthier. Not sure what the defense was doing there, but Gauthier is going to pick up about 12 or 13. That's great for the offense on that first down and long to be able to pick up a nice chunk of yardage. Bowers took his time there.
It's a great throw into the wind. Bethel's been very impressive here defensively. They're very disciplined. We've seen a lot of misdirection on this drive and last drive too, and they've had the players in the right spot to make plays. They're making Wheaton earn everything right there. That was just a nice route by Gauthier to sit down in the hole of the zone, catch the ball, get upfield.
Bowers is going to get another chance here. Now 2nd and 5, so 15-yard pickup by Gauthier. They're going to go with a handoff to Giovanni Weeks, who's going to have nothing there. They're going to give him a yard at most, but probably no gain there. He was tripped up right away. Man, it is really starting to come down. It is snowing heavily here. You can already see the turf showing some of the snow on it. The crowd is still raucous despite the fun conditions. Bowers on the keeper, fakes a little shovel pass there and able to pick up a few, so now it's going to be 4th and short, which is...
I like the play call. I do.
Yep.
It's just the conditions are getting tougher and tougher. It's going to be real hard to be anything but downhill.
Yep. It's going to be 4th and 2. The Thunder offense stays on the field, and I don't know, Tim, what do you think about going for it here on 4th and 2 in your own territory still?
I'm not sure they're going to, actually. They got 13 seconds. You probably don't pick up a whole lot punting it, but this is a pretty aggressive call right here.
Yeah, they're not going to.
I like hey, see if you can get him to jump off sides, maybe
Wheaton.
Catch him in a bad
They're first of the
personnel
half.
group. But yeah, I think this one, it's a little bit too far. Maybe if you're just on the other side of the 40, you go for it. But
yeah,
I think you got to punt here.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to see them do. They're going to call a timeout, though, and have a chance to regroup. We've seen just what looks like it's going to be an all-time game here.
Yeah.
Thunder showing life after 2 easy touchdowns for the Royals. Of course, the conditions today make it just seem that much more epic out here, but the Thunder offense not going to be able to march all the way down on this drive here. They're going to punt it away like we've talked about, unless they come out of the timeout and decide that they do actually want to try and go for it. But like you said, Tim, I just don't see the Thunder doing that, especially down 8 against the Royals, who again have shown that the majority of the time they're on the field, they can...
Yeah, here comes the offense, though. It does look like...
Oh, they are going to maybe go for it. You know, I'd be willing to bet that we could actually see Bowers actually punt it, because we've seen that a few times where Bowers has stayed out there, the offense just trying to misdirect a little bit, and Bowers has ended up punting it, but they're going to go for it. Giovanni Weeks is going to pick up a first and more!
Let's go, Gio, get there.
Giovanni Weeks almost able to break off a touchdown run, but the aggressive call for the Thunder pays off. Giovanni Weeks with nothing but open space in front of him.
It's a great job here. That's just your power play where you're blocking down, trying to kick out that end guy. Gio runs right by him.
Yeah, nice block there from Gauthier, just kind of getting in the way. So the Thunder, the risk pays off. Big pickup there from Giovanni Weeks. That is something that could be shifting some momentum here. It's exactly what the Thunder needed. They have a chance now to bring themselves that much closer. They're now about 20 yards from the end zone, and this run play not going to go anywhere.
It's okay. I like the commitment to the run. Stay with it. It's a nice job by Bethel to be stout up front. They've done a very good job on these inside the tackle plays. Wheaton really hasn't had much success unless they're doing some sort of misdirection.
Yep. When they can get the Bethel defense to bite a little bit, like you said, in some of those misdirections, they've had a lot of success.
Looks like Bethel's coming here.
Yep. Showing blitz here. Short pass. Oh, that one just short of Tucker. Underthrew him just a little bit. Looked like Tucker might have actually slipped a little bit at the end of his route there.
Yeah, not much there. That was good coverage. Not much of a window for Bowers to throw into. You got 3rd and long.
Yep. Despite that 41-yard run from Geo Weeks, the Thunder facing a 3rd and long, like you said, and with the conditions, it's just really hard to think about the fact of trying to kick a field goal attempt and you're still far.
No shot.
Yeah, they're going to go for it here. Even if they face a 4th down, it's 4-down territory like we've talked about. Bowers is going to pass on this one. He's got him open. Ben Bonga.
There we go.
I think Bonga's going to pick up the first there.
You know, yep. It says Ben Bonga from Ravenwood in Brentwood, Tennessee, but Ben's a local kid. He grew up in Wheaton. It's going to be fun for him to be out on Macaulay after, I'm sure, coming to a ton of games as he grew up.
Yeah, good to see him active early in this one, too. Gautier's got 3 receptions, and now Ben Bonga tied with him. Also 3 for Bonga. So Thunder with a 1st down. 1st and 8, 8 yards to go. Handoff to Giovanni Weeks, who's got plenty of space, and Giovanni Weeks using that speed into the end zone.
Right.
2 touchdowns for Weeks on the ground already today.
They're going to go for 2. I don't blame you can't. With this much time left, you could argue you kick it and you don't chase points this early, but you've missed 11 extra points in 11 games this year. At this point, I don't know how you kick extra points. I think you just got to start going for it. It's too bad. You should expect. I mean, Bethel's kickers made every single extra point in most of his kicks this year. You'd like to be able to rely on that in these playoff games. These are the gimmies. You can't give up at points in the playoffs. So I understand what Jesse's doing here.
No, and I think not only do you have that argument, like you said, where the kicking has not exactly been the strongest this year, you also have the fact that you're not even kicking in great conditions.
That's
here.
true.
You're really going to have to make it happen against some challenging conditions. You've got a slippery field.
Timeout, Wheaton.
You could have a hold not go well against a snowy turf. You could have the fact that you're kicking into the wind. You got the snow in your face. Like this is a situation where I completely agree with you, Tim. It makes the most sense to go for 2.
Sure. I'll tell you what, on that last play there too, Wheaton's offensive line really was starting to establish themselves. That was, Bowers did give to Gio there and he got in, but if he kept he was walking into the end zone himself. So it's nice to see Wheaton really start to establish himself. That was a great drive. Let's hope they can get this 2-point conversion and get the game tied.
Yeah, I think the offensive line was just a little shocked at the beginning of the game by how much of a fight this Royals team is going to put up, and we've talked about how when you play against some weaker opponents like the Thunder have had to in the past few weeks, it can be easy to forget how it feels to play against a really, really well-rounded opponent, as they have in the Royals. Bowers against pressure. He gets it into the air, but no receiver there. So Bowers taken down as he tries to get that pass up. So there's going to be nothing on the board after the touchdown. So 2 touchdowns.
If you look here at the replay, Coach Scott's in there. He's getting after. This is the touchdown here.
Touchdown,
sorry. Coach Scott after the play was talking to the referee. I don't think he liked the coverage on Jessica there, but it's all right. Let's get a stop. Ideally, in an ideal world, you get a stop here, you score, and you get the ball back at the beginning of the second half. So things are really starting to turn here for Wheaton. Let's see if the defense can make another stop.
Yeah. So despite the struggles of the special teams, you got that missed extra point at the beginning, and then nothing there on a 2-point conversion attempt. The Thunder still very much in this game, and you said this earlier, Tim, and we can say it again, there is still a lot of football left to be played.
Sure. Just a quick around the nation here. North Central's up 21-0. Mount Union up 34-0. Mary Hardin Baylor up 21-0. Those are all in the first half here. St. John's up 21-0. Big headline here, though. Aurora beating University of Wisconsin-Whitewater 14-7 early in the second quarter.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on those games as this one here in Wheaton continues.
Josh, just as to give you a little context of how strong the Wheaton alumni network is that's tuned in for this game, I've been checking my phone. I have 66 unread text messages here, all from, I think, Wheaton football players that are tuned in, watching the game today. So it's not just the fans in the stands. We got a lot of people watching this game that care a lot about this program. So we're hopeful Wheaton can pull this one out and get another game next weekend.
Yeah, it's good to have seen the Thunder, after really struggling in the first quarter, to really come back and really establish themselves and remind not only the Royals but everyone here that this Thunder team is really well-rounded, really good, as the Thunder get a much-needed stop there. Ghibli is in the game, so it looks like the Royals, if they continue this way, are just kind of revolving with the running backs. You get Kunkel in for a drive, you get Ghibli in for a drive. Gives both of them ample chances to rest after taking a lot of action, but also has to keep the Thunder on their feet, as Kunkel and Ghibli have a very different style of running the ball.
Sure. Looks like Wheaton's figured it out a little bit. They've been a bit more looks like you got man-to-man coverage here down at the, here we go with another pass.
Rosti uncorks.
Nice coverage.
Nothing there. Sam Bell, the senior, the team leader in interceptions as well, making a big play for the defense. Sam, first team All-CCIW player as well, and got to see a little reason of why theirs. He has a nice breakup there for the Thunder.
Yeah, nice to see Wheaton get a little bit of pressure there in late. You'd like to see them make it more uncomfortable, but they're just rushing 4. Let's see, we got another 3rd and long.
Yep, 3rd and 10. I believe this is the longest third down the Royals have faced today. They've picked up nothing on the first 2 plays of this possession. Thunder would love to force a 3-and-out here.
And they're running it. Get a stop. There we go.
Ghibli with nowhere to go. Ghibli taken down.
Looks like they might be going for it. Can't imagine that they're going to go for it here on 4th and 5.
No, that was Clayton Reeves on the pickup, and it would be surprising to see them go for it. Granted, they do have the win at their back, but that isn't a good enough reason to go for it. But their offense is going to stay out there, maybe trying to draw an offsides. We saw the Thunder in a similar position last drive. They reeled off 41 yards, and they're going to do a punt there from Rosti.
Great punt. That's going to roll all the way down inside the 10.
Oh,
great
man.
job.
About the best field position that the Royals could hope to put the
Incredible
Thunder
punt.
in. That's going to be at about the 1-yard line.
CJ Nightingale just broke his headset.
Yeah, I would be frustrated after that one too. And man, the Thunder now going to face an uphill battle, as they're going to have to go 99 yards into the wind to score here.
Yeah, that's just a great play by Bethel. You kind of expect him to do that, to do the quick kick there, but you still got to play defense in the off chance that they go for it. So
yep. Yeah, it's a hard position to be put in, and the Royals taking a little bit out of the Thunder's book, because that's something that the Thunder have done in similar situations this year with the quick punt from Bowers. Is Giovanni Weeks able to give the Thunder some breathing room, getting them out of their own end zone.
Nice job. Good play on first down. Got you in positive yardage. Now you feel like you can probably open up most of your playbook here.
Yeah, good to see Weeks also really pushing through that first contact with the defender. He was able to spin out of a Devin Williams tackle before being taken down by another Royal. Fake handoff, this time to Juska, who's able to pick up some yardage for the Thunder. Nice little short pass there from Juska, who's just really hard to take down. We just see how when he gets moving, he takes a lot to get him down, especially against those smaller players. He's able to put a little bit of a stiff arm into the defender, Nate Farm. The safety came in to take him down, but Farm able to come away with the final laugh there to bring Juska down. So now 3rd and 3, so the Thunder definitely doable here, but they're going to need this one.
There we go.
Bowers on the keeper is going to get an easy first down, and Bowers hit
Took
hard.
a big hit,
yeah, but still stays up. It's going to pick up a first down, so the Thunder moving the chains here.
Yeah, that's what right there. That I like the play call. That's what they had on the goal line when they scored their last touchdown. Bowers could have kept it. I don't know if we love him taking hits like that, but it's nice to see him pick up. That's a great first down there.
Bowers not the most stocky guy, but he's shown this season that he's got some strength to him. He's taken quite a few bigger hits and seems unbothered by it whenever it happens. Tyler Gauthier on the reception. He's going to pick up a nice chunk of yards. It's going to be a 2nd and short now for the Thunder offense. They're going to spot him what looks like a yard short. They might actually be, looks like they're debating a little bit. No, he is going to be short, but just barely. 2nd and 1 here.
Nice to see. Wheaton's really been able to use their whole playbook so far. You'd like to see them, they're milking the clock here a little bit. They got plenty of time with 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes and 45 seconds left, but at some point you got to have a little bit more intensity here with only 1 timeout left.
Yeah, the clock is running down, and in conditions like these, the drives tend to go a little bit slower. As Giovanni Weeks on the carry picks up a nice chunk of yardage. Weeks, after a little bit of a slower start to this game, has been fantastic.
I think Bowers might still be feeling that hit from a couple plays ago. One thing that becomes difficult for a defense in conditions like this is when you see right there, they're putting that linebacker, or I couldn't tell if it was a linebacker or safety, they're putting him in a decision. Am I tackling running back or am I on the quarterback?
Yep.
And when it's slippery, giving Gio that half second, now you can't play running back anymore, and he's out the gate for 25 yards.
Yeah, Weeks is too talented of a player to have time to make those split-second decisions, like you said, and he's able to break off a bigger chunk of yardage there. Thunder now around midfield. Gio this time swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by Reese Pantilla, the sophomore, 6'2", 275. He's all over that one.
Yeah. Just beat the pulling guard to the punch there. It's interesting that Wheaton hasn't been able to be physically dominant with Bethel. They've been able to run on them, but not, under center coming downhill on them, which usually Wheaton's very good at.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the running plays that have gotten the most success get kicked out to the outside, and Gio definitely has the speed to just get out to the sideline and just beat someone in a foot race. But like you said, not as much success up the middle as this time. A little bit more hesitation. That was Ben Juska on the carry. He certainly doesn't have the straight line speed that
this is one where you just
does.
Put your head down, get what you get, don't stop your feet right there. But again, a nice job by the Bethel defense of setting the edge and getting 6 hats to the ball. I've been very impressed with how disciplined they've been, really making Wheaton work, pulling out all sorts of different plays to try to move this ball down the field. So Bethel's really hanging in there. It's been a well-played first half.
So Thunder offense around midfield, and I think it's worth noting that we're now under 2 minutes left in this one. Like you said, the Thunder only with 1 timeout left, so time running short. Still quite a bit to go on this offensive drive, and Coach Scott frustrated, jumping up and down there.
Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Interestingly, though, from the Bethel perspective, Coach Steve Johnson's been doing this a long time. I think this is his 33rd year as the coach of Bethel. Interesting that he let that clock roll all the way down without taking time out. He's got 3 left, so maybe he's content just to get into halftime with a 2-point lead.
Yeah, they'll kind of bide their time. I think that's kind of been the strategy so far. They've had no issue with taking up a lot of the clock. We saw that first opening drive take up about 7 minutes. Bowers back to pass on this 3rd and 12. He's looking, and he finds his man, McNeil Stout, with the reception, and a little bit more than the first. That's exactly what the Thunder needed, and Stout going out of bounds to stop the clock as well. The cherry on top.
Yeah, great route combination. Looks like there should have been some sort of PI there as Bonga got taken out.
He got leveled there.
That's a great route. I mean, Bowers stood in there, took a shot too, because that's a 25-yard ball. You got to be able to protect for a long time to make that throw, but great throw and catch. Now you got a minute left to get a touchdown. Let's go.
I thought the clock did stop when McNeil Stout went out of bounds, but I guess not. Matthew Tucker is going to work along the sideline, and Tucker pushed out of bounds.
Oh.
So nice pickup there by Tucker. Is able to get through the first tackler, keep his feet in bounds before being pushed outside. Now with 28 yards to go.
Still got all your plays. You still, clock stops on a first down.
Yeah,
I'd expect almost a run here.
Yeah, they got 56 seconds left too, so they've picked up some good yardage. They still have time. No need to start to panic as Bowers uncorks for deep, and that pass almost intercepted. Nate Farm almost came away with that, and
in all honesty, probably should have. He's gonna.
Oh no, he definitely should have. I mean, it bounced off of his hands. It was intended for Tucker over his head, and Farm, you can see the frustration. It was right in his hands. If that pass had been intended for Nate Farm, it would have been absolutely on the money. Farm not able to come away with a takeaway. That certainly would have been a great way for the Royals to go into halftime with the Thunder. Get to catch a break there. 3rd and 3 now. Going to go back to the pass. Bowers, short pass, and that one is intercepted. So Bethel misses the first but gets the second pick.
Yeah, great play right there.
Jacob Holman gets his hands on it. He's been busy already. Had some great play against the quarterback, but look at Holman get his hands here. Bowers just...
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad read. He just needed to put a little air under it. That play there, you got a lot of crossing routes. I think maybe you were expecting man coverage there, and that's a man beater where you're running a bunch of different crossing routes short to get the ball out. They played zone, and Holman made a great play. See what Bethel chooses to do with 3 timeouts. If they're just going to take a shot here, I would imagine they try to take a deep shot here, and if they don't hit it, then maybe they run it and head into halftime. But I'd definitely go take a shot here.
Yeah, Bethel's got 4 receivers in, and it's exactly what they're going to do.
Oh!
And that pass almost taken right back. Jalen Schaefer got his hands on it, and Schaefer actually with an interception return for a touchdown this season for the Thunder. He's able to get his hands up there and bat that one down, so Thunder breathe a little sigh of relief on the stop there.
Yeah, one thing you see a lot from Russ is he's very experienced. He completes a high percentage of passes too. I know we talked about Bowers having 76%. I think he's over 70% as well. He does a great job in the pocket, feels pressure, slides around. You can see him moving there, biding the extra time to make that throw. There they come again. Oh, no.
That time does not find him. That's an incomplete pass as intended receiver Micah Newald slips up as he's trying to get his hands on that ball and not able to
not a
reel
great throw
in.
there. That was a little bit low and behind. That's a tough catch.
Yep.
So now you got 3rd and 10. You'd love to get a sack here.
Yeah, that would be
Call
great.
timeout and at least make them punt the ball. You almost blocked the last one.
This time you know a punt is coming if you are able to stop them, and that allows you to have a little bit better coverage, and hopefully means one less broken headset as well.
That's right.
They're first of the half.
So Bethel's going to take a timeout here. 27 seconds left here in the first half. There's a lot of different ways these last 30 seconds of this second quarter could go. Hoping to see it go Wheaton's way. They were able to stop Bethel on the first 2 downs of this one.
Yeah, it's been a great response from the Wheaton defense here to bow up and start playing physical, get the ball back to the offense. You got to feel good about where you are at 14-12. Though maybe a little bit frustrated that it's not 14-14, but you know what? You got to stop here and you head into halftime, figure out a game plan, and it's always nice to come out of halftime and get the ball first, especially when you've been rolling.
Yeah, that's going to be really important for the Thunder, for them to be able to start off the second, like you said, Tim, with the ball in their hands. Especially after halftime, it'll give Coach Scott a chance to really implement any changes that he might want to, really get a chance to talk to his players uninterrupted for longer and get a better handle on how this game's going so far. And that's a fumbled snap. Rosti is escaping, gets a pass up, and that pass is caught. And wow,
what a play. What a play.
Talk about an escape.
Yeah, that's one thing you'll see from him is he is just he's a Houdini back there. I mean, that's a great job just to make something out of nothing.
Timeout, Bethel.
To be honest, too, I mean, he just kind of threw that up and had trust in his wide receivers to make. I mean, that's not a play. That's just backyard football.
Yep. Yeah, and he had Joey Kidder, who came down with the reception, but also Micah Newald were both in the vicinity. And man, that is the last thing the Thunder were hoping there is for what could have been a broken play that they took advantage of to end up in a big gain of yardage. Now, Bethel, after this timeout, getting closer to being within striking distance. They've got 18 seconds left here. Fresh set of downs. They've got one timeout left, so they would have to have things really go their way here over the next play or so. But after that one, Bethel feeling good when you get a play like that.
Yeah, just trying to look here. I know you don't love trying to kick a field goal in these elements, but Bethel's kicker has been pretty good. Just trying to see what his long is for the year. Yeah, he's 8 of 10 with a long of 39, so they got a ways to go.
They're going to have a better chance than they had just a moment ago after Rosti was able to complete that prayer pass, and that one nowhere.
I think they're just going to...
Yeah, just dump it off. If you get something that goes your way, you're going to be happy, but content with just getting it across the middle of the knee wall.
Their third and final timeout of the half.
Bethel's going to take one more timeout, so 8 seconds left. They're going to have a chance to run one more play. Tim, what do you think is coming from the Royals offense?
You know, if I'm Bethel here, I'm probably trying to get just maybe a 5 or 6 yard play, pick up a first down, spike the ball, and maybe take a shot at the end zone. If you go anything longer than that, you probably don't have time to, if you do catch it for a first down and knock it out of bounds, you can't spike it. So you're either trying to get a short first down in play or pick up something out of bounds that lets you take one more shot at the end zone. Or you throw something deep and hope you get a pass interference call.
Yep, that's another thing we could see.
Kind of like Wheaton sending 4 here. I think it's okay to give up maybe something underneath over the middle. But I don't love rushing 3. You saw in that last play that Rosti had all day to throw.
Yep. He looked very relaxed on that last completion. Like you said, he just had as much time as he wanted to just kind of stand there, take his time. It was just a short completion that he got, but hope to see a little bit more pressure here. The Thunder will stay with a 3-man rush. This time a little bit more pressure, in that pass going nowhere. Good pressure from a 3-man front for the Thunder, able to force Rosti into a pretty awkward pass as he's falling back. So that's going to be 2 seconds left now on the clock after the incompletion stops it. 50 yards even to go for the Bethel's offense. Do you think they take a shot here?
I do, yeah. I don't think they're worried about Wheaton taking one back to the house, but you know, yeah, I think they're going to take one more shot here. Rosti was a little slow to get up after Braden Anthony put him on his back. Braden with a great bull rush. Let's see if he can do it again.
They are going to go deep here, and Rosti pursued, escapes. A Houdini, like you said, this one's going to be well shy of the end zone, and that one batted down by the Thunder. Good defense, stopping anything from happening there. So the Thunder escape after
that's the end of the first half.
The Royals get a few looks at something bigger. Rosti showing on this drive in particular just his escapability and ability to move despite his size. So the Thunder are going to go into halftime down 2. Still a lot of game left to be played, but Bethel with a little bit more momentum than the Thunder right now.
Yeah, I think if you're Bethel, if you're going into halftime, you're thinking, hey, we didn't we played a great first two possessions, and we really didn't play all that well afterwards, and hey, we still have the lead. So got to think they feel pretty confident that they can figure out what's going on defensively. They're making Wheaton work. Wheaton's not hitting for many big plays. They've really had to work their way down the field. So I think both teams probably feel pretty good. This is a heavyweight battle between two at-large teams. This is the game that we were expecting.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this first half of Division III first-round playoff action between the visiting Bethel Royals and your Wheaton Thunder. We'll be back in just a few minutes with second-half action brought to you by our broadcast team and myself, Josh Beisel, alongside Tim March. We'll see you in a few.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is it's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Neuroscience is the study of probably the most unique organ on the planet, the human brain. What does it mean to be a human person? And then what does it mean to live the good life as a result of understanding that? Where a vast majority of the work is right now is helping cure neurodegenerative disease. Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, And our National Institute of Health has been pouring money into trying to understand these diseases. There is a lot of hope for discovery that can really impact somebody's life. It's very easy for an undergraduate student to get involved in research. One of my more recent grads is working with one of the top spinal surgeons in the country, and because of his experience doing research here, he was able to just work his way right into that lab. A majority of my students go on to med school, but I had a physics student who is working for Tesla. We've had philosophy students, and we've had folks from the Bible and theology department come in and really press us hard to be precise about how we're talking about what it means to be a human person. A student in our conservatory here took one of my classes and did a project on the neuroscience of music therapy, and this whole world was opened up. She had a passion for both music and science, and she was able to combine them in a way that she just hadn't seen possible before being here. Any student that is just curious about themselves and the way that they work is going to be really well positioned to study the brain. Faith and science can coexist really well. The unique thing about coming to Wheaton to study neuroscience is the integrative nature of it. You are going to learn about how your brain works and how the cells work and how the neural circuits work, but we won't stop there. We will also teach you about your spirit and your soul and how that might interact with your brain to make you who you are. And so I hope that we're putting students out into the world that can answer the big neuroscientific questions, but then can also challenge their colleagues and their audiences to think deeper and to think more carefully about what it means to be a human person.
When I first came to college, I thought I knew exactly what my career path would look like. I had my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan, and that all changed drastically, and now my plan looks nothing like that, and that is absolutely okay. In the process of choosing my major, I got so stressed out. I wish that I would have just trusted that in the Lord's timing I would figure it out. It's completely okay not to know your major when you first apply. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay, it's going to work out, and I think college is the place that you can figure that out. It's also totally okay if you know exactly what you want to do, what you want to study. You actually don't need to declare a major until your sophomore year, so you'll have lots of time to explore different classes. You can go to different lectures on campus. You can talk to professors and hear different perspectives on the world and on different fields of study. We have our Center for Vocation and Career, which provides students with lots of resources to help think through their vocation. And your faculty and advisors always have their doors open to you if you ever want to talk or have questions. College is the time to explore. It's a time to learn about different things that maybe you haven't in the past. And it's a time to develop passions and continue pouring into passions you already have. Yes, this is definitely an important decision, but remember that the Lord is with you, and don't let the importance of the decision steal the joy from this amazing opportunity that you have ahead of you.
I've gone to and counseled at a number of camps. You know, summer camps, Christian camps. I don't think I've ever done a program quite like this.
My favorite thing about Summer Institute, it's gotta be people.
I think I found so many people, so much like me, and I've never been able to find anyone who is like me anywhere else.
I didn't really expect there to be a lot of international students, but there actually have been quite a few, so I've enjoyed talking to them.
The faculty here are astonishing. They're almost all very well published, and I've seen these names on books in my house, and I get to talk to them.
During this program, I dissected a sheep brain, which I've never done before, And maybe it sounds a little gross to some people, but I want to major in psychology and now possibly neuroscience. So this gave me a very good foundation.
It's something about having that experience of like a summer camp, but not really, on a college campus, doing college level courses, that is really special.
And so to come here and have a place of academic integrity hailing both Christ and school is mind-blowing.
We can talk, we can have theological discussions in class, we can have spiritual discussions. It's beautiful being mentored, being discipled, I feel like, almost by these people who are teaching you literature.
I've really grown spiritually here.
Now that I'm like in a very Christian campus with like teachers that really care about the Lord and students that really care about the Lord, I've just come to understand that it's very important to have like a Christian community.
I know I felt such a sense of unity among everyone, and it felt so genuine and right from the heart.
Whatever I do, wherever I go, there's always God, there's always fun, there's always relationships, you know, it's all integrated, and I think that's really what Wheaton's all about.
I've gotten the full experience. I've lived it. I've slept here, I've eaten here. I wish I could stay longer, but 2 weeks almost aren't long enough for me to see everything.
Christian friendship is an extremely strong form of evangelism. Jesus himself told us that in John, that others will know us by our love.
One of the reasons I went to Wheaton is to get some Christian brothers and some friends that, could go a lot deeper, and we could share our faith, and we can talk about what does it mean to live kingdom and be friends with the element of worship, with the element of stewardship.
Rigby liked soccer, and so did I. Quinn's a really hysterical human being, and I like hanging out with him. And let me tell you, if you ever want to talk to somebody about an important issue, there's nobody better to just come alongside you and throw their arm around you than Taylor. I mean, how are you not supposed to get along with guys like this? And suddenly you find yourself 6 months, 4 years, 20 years later, and you're still friends with them, and it's great.
We have laughed a lot together, and we have also cried a lot together. And just to be able to go through this with dear friends is crucial.
For me, having that in my life and having those guys that, were different, but we had the same love of Jesus in our lives was really important to me.
For me, personally, as a missionary that lives overseas, to know that I'm not alone is massive. It gives me a huge support. I really love Jesus. I'm convinced that his words have life. And I think he's invited us to bring hope to a world that's broken. And I don't think that's an easy task. And I cannot do that on my own.
Knowing that these friendships are, yes, they're earthly friendships, but they're going to move beyond that to be celebrating life with Jesus is just such a beautiful thing, and something that I really hold on to dearly.
One of the great things about life in Christ is the invitation to do life together in community, and Wheaton provided the foundation to create friendships that I knew I wanted to have for a lifetime.
Someone who is insatiably curious will thrive in a Christian liberal arts environment. Being a Christian liberal arts student causes you to expect to encounter God and expect to encounter dialogue with other disciplines. I think it creates a posture of wonder, and that's just a great thing for every aspect of life. I was in Calc 1, and my professor was having us read through Romans 12 in Calc 1. And it really invited me to see God at work and to prepare my heart, even in those first few minutes of class, to recognize and say, God is here, and do I have eyes to see him? And do I have eyes to see the way that he's at work? They don't say that any discipline is off limits from God or that God is off limits from any discipline. Wheaton really does prime you to be a very well-rounded student that's able to think about questions from many different angles and not just provide a cookie-cutter answer, but really engage with content in a deep and meaningful and intentional way. I got one-on-one time with professors, and they not only cared about my studies, but they also cared about my spiritual well-being and about how I was doing personally. The opportunity to have professors that are spiritual mentors and have PhDs in Old Testament or quantum mechanics or poverty and international relations is amazing. And you get the opportunity to interact with so many other students of different disciplines that all love Jesus and want to love and worship him in what they do. And that's amazing too. And I love Wheaton. Wheaton invited me to dig deep into both the scientific learning I was doing and dig deep into my faith. I have grown in my ability to offer all of myself to the practice that I'm doing as an act of worship. That's what the Christian liberal arts can help form in you, is to do everything to the glory of God.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us. And in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to McCulley Stadium for this afternoon's second half of the game between the number 15 home Wheaton Thunder and the visiting number 13 Bethel Royals. It's been quite an exciting game so far. I'm Josh Beisel alongside Wheaton football alum Tim March, and Tim's going to give us just a quick recap of how the first half went. The Thunder down 2 to the visiting Royals, who scored 2 early touchdowns in the first quarter before going scoreless after that. The Thunder played themselves back into it with some great play on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball.
Yeah, so it was really a tale of two quarters. Bethel finished the first half with 194 yards of offense, 122 of those on the ground. They had 114 after one quarter, so really Wheaton stepped up in the second half. They had 13 and a half minutes of time of possession. Wheaton had 113 yards rushing and 236 yards of total offense. They ran 33 plays, had 16 minutes and 26 seconds of time of possession. They were 6 of 9 on third down and 1 of 1 on fourth down. They had a real gutsy fourth down conversion in their own territory on their own 39. There was 4th and 2, called timeout, and ran about a 40-yard play for Giovanni Weeks, which ended in a touchdown. So both teams are 2 of 2 on red zone chances. The difference in the game is Bethel was successful on their PATs, and Wheaton was 0 for 1 on a PAT and 0 for 1 on a 2-point try. So close game, evenly fought. 236 yards to 194 for Bethel.
Yeah, we've seen two different offensive strategies from both teams. The Royals using kind of a two-headed rushing attack. They've had Bryce Kunkel and his teammate David Jeebley. They've taken the carries alternating drives, and Wheaton's going to take the kickoff here. And whereas Wheaton has had a much more balanced attack, Giovanni Weeks unsurprisingly taking the majority of the carries at running back for the Thunder. Will Bowers has also had many opportunities to air out the ball a little bit to his talented wide receiver core. The Thunder are now going to have a chance here to take their first lead of the game as they're going to open on offense after deferring to start the game. So great position for the Thunder to be in as some sunshine pokes out here. The Thunder are going to have a chance to start on offense. No snow flurries at this point either, so the sun peeking out, hopefully that's a good sign for the Thunder offense. Bowers is going to open with a pass here. Pass is intercepted. That pass is picked off, and it's going to be taken into the end zone. That is the last way you want this second half to start for the Thunder. Devin Williams, the freshman who's been active for the Royals defense all game, knew what was coming, grabbed that, and just goes untouched.
Wow.
The other direction for the touchdown.
Can't believe that. Wow.
We're going to get a look here at a replay after the Royals kick a extra point attempt, but that is the last thing you want those first 15 seconds of the second half to look like, with this extra point that the Royals are going to make. The Thunder now down 9. So a 2-score game for the Thunder. Take a look here. Bowers was looking for his man across the middle. Williams just read the play, came in, and just took that ball all the way the other direction to the house.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell. Maybe they changed up the coverage on Bowers. Maybe saw something that he didn't expect, or maybe it was just a nice play by Williams to jump the out route and take it back to the house. But yeah, like you said, Josh, definitely not the way to start. Interestingly, Bethel chose, I don't know how much wind there is right now. It looks like it's gusting pretty good, but they chose to go into the wind and take the wind in the fourth quarter. I guess maybe with the lead you think, hey, if we give up the lead, it'll be nice to have the wind in the fourth quarter. But it's looking like a decision that's paying off for him now, up 9.
Yeah, so Thunder will hope to answer on this possession. Getting in the end zone would be ideal. The offense not going to have very long on the sideline after the interception. They're going to get right back to it. Kick into the wind. Short taken by Eli Odell, who's had a few returns so far this game. Odell brought down at about the 35-yard line, so pretty good field position for the Thunder once again.
Yeah, these kick returns are tough. You're catching the ball basically on top of your blockers. It's a tough spot to set up any sort of return. So it's really, we haven't seen much other than starting at the 30 or the 35. No real difference on whether or not you just fall on the ball or try to get a return out of it.
Bowers this time with 2 in the backfield with him. It's Giovanni Weeks, and I believe that's Ben Juska on the other side of him. Juska's had a handful of carries this game. This time, Juska, the lead blocker for Giovanni Weeks, who is going to break off a nice little run there, pick up of about 9. So much better start to an offensive possession than an interception return for a touchdown for the Thunder. And the key is going to be not letting that pick six just be something that gets in your head, and the Thunder hopefully will just continue to reestablish themselves, know that those kinds of things happen. Of course, is not ideal, but you got to keep yourself in the game. There's still a lot left to be played here.
Yeah.
Bowers rolling out to pass. Wide open Matthew Tucker. First down and more.
Nice to have old and reliable Tucker out there. He's always in the right spot, sure-handed. That's a nice pickup. Yeah, that's a good point, too. I mean, you hate when your mistakes end up in a touchdown going the other way. Sometimes, you turn the ball over and you give your defense an opportunity to make a sudden change. It's tough when that goes back into the end zone, but I don't doubt this Thunder team is going to respond. They've already done it once today.
With the sunshine out, the snow on the turf has pretty much melted away, so really funny considering that we've played most of this game in some massive snow flurries, and now it looks like just a beautiful afternoon. Giovanni Weeks is going to have open space and a first down for the Thunder offense after that first offensive possession not going their way.
It's the first time we've seen that today where they're doing a great job of pulling their linemen, getting outside, and I'd like to see them do that a little bit more, get their linemen coming downhill on the outside. Wheaton's had a tough time running up inside on these guys. Even though they're not overly powerful, they've done a really good job holding up the defensive tackles for Bethel, holding up.
Yeah, good to see Giovanni Weeks, too, picking up some more yardage after starting this game a little bit slower. Bowers, quick pass to Matthew Tucker. Pass is a little low, causes Tucker to have to catch it along the ground, so no chance for yards after the catch, but nice little pickup there for the offense.
Yep. And, you'd love for that ball to be on target, but to make that catch still puts you up ahead of the chains. It's 2nd and 6. It's better than trying to make an acrobatic catch and get upfield. It's just, hey, let's take what the defense has given us.
The Metro will steam by in the background as the Thunder offense will hope to move down the field. Shot to Ben Bonga across the middle. Good pickup there for the Thunder offense, showing some aggression on this offensive possession after the interception on the last one. That ball had a little bit of wobble to it as it came out, but Bonga able to bring it in regardless.
This is where you'd love to see Wheaton just physically dominate Bethel here inside the red zone. Sometimes they have a tendency to spread you out, try to trick you instead of just going right at you.
Yeah, this is a time to set the tone for the Thunder.
There we go. Oh.
Bowers on the keeper, and he's tangled up immediately, taken down. Bowers has taken a few bigger hits
really
this game,
has.
and
these guys are hitting hard.
Not afraid of the physicality.
There. I wasn't sure where the football was on that one.
Yeah, no, I thought it looked to me like Gio might have had it, but Bowers ends up keeping it himself. We've seen that play pretty much a few times every game for the Thunder this year. That time, not nearly as successful. And Bethel, I think we've talked about this. Tim, you've mentioned this a few times. Bethel plays a really disciplined brand of defense. It's really hard to pull the wool over their eyes. They really track the ball well. As Gio's going to get a handoff, he's going to cut to the outside, back inside. Nice cuts from Gio there.
Great job. Yeah, it's a nice job. A little bit of misdirection coming at that Bethel defense, and Gio making a nice 6-yard run to set up third and manageable. This is one where you like to see, stick with the guys that are, this is where you go with your playmakers. I'd love to see something to your tight end or just keep it on the ground with Gio. You're going to run it twice here. Or, you got 2 plays here.
Yeah, Gio now over 100 yards on this one. He's averaging 8.5 yards per carry, so has had a successful day against this stout Bethel defense. Thunder stacking the line here. Gio rolling out. He gets the reception and in. Giovanni Weeks' 3rd touchdown of the day, this time through the air.
Yeah. It's a great play call. That really puts that linebacker in a bind, and what a great throw by Will Bowers. Puts it right in the spot where only Gio can catch it. Just like that, we're back to a 1-score game.
The Thunder will bring out Caleb Mary. So Mary, with the wind at his back, will attempt to bring the Thunder within 2. Mary's missed his only extra point attempt of this one. that one is good.
Never in doubt.
So now 19 points for the Thunder after giving up that interception to the Royals, getting right back to it on the offensive end and putting up some points on the board. Take a look at the replay here. Like Tim said, Bowers, just beautiful ball placement, coverage of a linebacker against Gio.
Yeah.
We've seen that all season. Does not usually go well. Linebacker usually pretty outmatched against a guy like Giovanni Weeks, and Weeks picking up his third touchdown of the day. He is just a machine for this Thunder offense.
Yeah, that's tough for the Bethel linebacker there for Holman. He's been playing great, but that one he chose to go for the pick there instead of, maybe he dives at Gio's feet and he takes him down just shy of the goal line, but, can't fault him for trying to make a play. That's just a great throw by Will.
Yeah, Holman already has one interception this game that came right before the end of the first half, but not able to make a good defensive play there. As we talked about, Wheaton rolling out with a new kicker here for the kickoff unit. This is Gwinnett, the grad student. Excuse me, Josh Winnett, not Gwinnett. My mistake there. So Winnett's going to kick. He's been in a lot for the Thunder as this season has gone on, and we're going to have to reset here as the ball fell off of the stand there.
It's kind of an interesting kick return unit here. You got, I guess maybe they got one deep guy, but looks like maybe they can't kick it deep, so it looks like they got 3 returners, but a lot of empty spaces there.
Now we'll see what the Royals will do. So Winnett will have another opportunity to reset. You can see him walking out his steps. And the ball tips off of the tee one more time. Hopefully we'll get a third time's a charm opportunity here.
Well, now you got to have a holder. This was my job. If it happened when I was on kick coverage and the ball fell off, I became the holder.
So, like Tim says, we're going to get a holder. This is Jack Allen, the senior running back, will be holding this one. Winnett once again measures out his steps. That shows a little bit of the wind conditions that we're dealing with here today. And Winnett, nice booming kick. That one's going to be all the way into the end zone. Doesn't touch a single blade of green turf. Nice kickoff there for the Thunder.
I think that Wheaton defense has really stepped up in that second quarter. They only gave up 35 yards of offense, and really that was on one broken play at the end of the half.
Yep.
Other than that, they were very stout. The only thing that they haven't been able to do is take the ball away. We'd love to get a turnover here, give the ball right back to the offense, kind of even this up. It's always hard to win a game when you lose the turnover battle. They're already down 2, and one of those turnovers resulted in a touchdown for Bethel. So love to see if they can get after Rosti here and get the ball back for the offense.
Yeah, the Thunder had an opportunity for a takeaway on a bad snap right at the end of the first half, but Rosti actually recovered it and ended up turning it into positive yardage, which is an impressive play from him, but not great for the Wheaton defense as they force a throw out of bounds there. Good pressure there from the Thunder coming in, forcing Rosti to just chuck it into the sideline.
I'll be the first to admit I'm definitely no elite offensive mind, but I always find it interesting. You've seen Bethel a lot of the time today run plays, passing routes into the boundary. They'll stack guys into the tight side of the field. It kind of makes everything so jumbled. That was a good decision by Rossi just to throw it away. There was nothing there.
And they do have the majority of their receivers on the tight side of the field, like you said, and Rosti unloads.
Nice throw.
Finds his player, breaks through a tackle, and he's got open field. The Thunder need to make a tackle here, and they do. That's Clay Campbell able to finally take down Joey Kidder.
Right on cue, they throw right to the single receiver man-to-man side, not to the wide side of the field.
Kidder has had only a few catches this game, but he has made the most of them. He had a catch on Bethel's first drive of the game, a really impressive catch against pretty good coverage where he fell and took it, but that time picking up a nice chunky yardage and a lot of it coming after the catch. So Bethel getting over midfield now. They're going to have a chance to answer here. This time Kunkel with the carry.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising to see that they've gotten away from just with Kunkel coming right down at Wheaton.
He's finally taken down by Anthony and some other blue jerseys, but they've, even though, like you've said, Tim, the Thunder kind of know what's coming here on the offensive side for the Royals. They've really leaned on this rushing attack. They've had trouble stopping them at a lot of points. Rosti with Kunkel beside him now. Thunder sending pressure. Kunkel getting pushed by his lineman, but not going to pick up nearly as much as he did on the last one.
So here's what what I'm seeing from up here is you've got Wheaton has done a great job when Bethel's moving the ball laterally. The team speed of Wheaton is pretty good, and they're getting to the ball and they're getting a lot of guys to the ball, and Bethel's having a hard time moving it. When Bethel comes right at this Wheaton front, they're having a tough time stopping them, and even when they do make the hit, we've seen the Bethel ball carriers either bounce off or fall forward. So I would imagine Bethel's going to come right at them right here on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, short yardage situation. Rosti out of the shotgun with Kunkel beside him, and like you said, Tim, going to go right to Kunkel up the middle, who charges ahead and picks up the first down. Nice hole there for Kunkel to shoot through. Good blocking from his teammate. He's taken down by Virgil Cannon.
This is where, as a defense, you need to bow up. You got to say, okay, we've given them a couple first downs. We missed one tackle. Now we got to put 3 good plays together, see if we can get off the field.
Yeah, this is a time where I'd hope to see one of the playmakers on the Wheaton defense really make something happen. We saw Virgil Cannon get in on that tackle. He's been a ball hawk from the linebacker position for the Thunder. He has quite a few pass breakups this year. You got Sam Bell, who's picked up a lot of interceptions, and Micah Newald is going to get that short pass, and he's going to pick up yardage there, defended by Steven Watson. Yeah, this is a situation where you hope, like you said, especially with takeaways, that the Thunder defense can make something happen, either capitalize on a mistake or make a big play.
Yeah, on that last replay, as a former defensive player, I get very frustrated with this, and some of my friends will know this when I start talking. On that play, they're running play action at you, but the lineman's 3 yards downfield before he throws the football. That's a penalty, and they should be calling that. The offensive lineman can't go downfield before the ball is thrown, especially at 3.
Kunkel is going to get nothing there. Yeah, and Tim, I know we mentioned this pre-game, and I'll mention again for any of you who are joining us who haven't heard that. Tim is a former Wheaton football player. He's an excellent defensive back for the Thunder between 2003 and 2006. Tim has got a lot of experience in these kinds of situations. In the playoffs, he played 7 playoff games for the Thunder. He also shared the field for a couple years with now Thunder head coach Jesse Scott. Kunkel, another handoff right up the middle. Picks up a few. And Kunkel has just absorbed tons of carries today.
Yeah, he had 10 on that first drive.
Now up to close to 20 now for Kunkel, averaging only 3.3 yards per carry to his teammate Gibbley's 11.8 per carry.
Huge play right here, 3rd and 5. You'd love to knock him in the dirt right away, make him maybe think about kicking a field goal, making it a 5-point game.
They're going to have 1 receiver out wide on the near sideline and 2 out wide on the far sideline. There's going to be another handoff to Kunkel.
Looks like he got it.
Let's see.
Oh, no, they're saying 4th.
The referee they're going to call Kunkel just short. Take a look at the replay here. Kunkel right up the middle, swarmed by some defenders, but Kunkel is just so good at keeping himself alive on those final moments of a carry. Kunkel was about a yard short of the end zone, so it's going to be a 4th and 1 situation here. Definitely going to see the Royals go for it. I would be very surprised if they decided to opt for a field goal attempt when you're this close. And they're actually going to measure it here to see if it's a first down, which would certainly not be what the Thunder want. You can't get too good of a look here from up in the box. There's the referees in the way, but looks to me like it's just short.
You know, one thing that Wheaton has going for them right now is I don't think Bethel ever takes a ball and snap from under center. So,
no.
You know, you got to go backwards 5 before you start going forward, whereas when you got a big guy like Rosti, I just get up under center and quarterback sneak us for a first down.
Yeah, so the Bethel, after the measurement of the chains, the Bethel offense is held from a first down. They only need less than a yard to get a first, which would give them a fresh set of downs within 2 yards of the end zone. If Wheaton can manage a stop here, be exactly what they need.
Here he comes, sneak.
Like Tim said, we're going to see the sneak from Rosti, and Rosti
Yeah, he got it.
got the first. No touchdown. And Tim knew exactly what was coming. His expertise in the matters of the game coming in handy for us here on the broadcast. And Rosti only needed a little bit there, and he got it. It's going to be a fresh set of downs. 1-ish yard to go for the Bethel offense, and they've got more chances now to do that. I think they're probably going to try and punch it in with Kunkel right up the middle. They've had success doing it, so why not try it again? They're stacking the line. Kunkel gets the carry, and that's going to be, looks like there's some debate here. The Royals gesturing for a touchdown. The Thunder not so sure, and referee is going to call it inches away. The nose of the ball is about as close to the plane of the goal line as it can be without breaking it. So unless the Thunder are able to cook up some impressive stops here, Bethel's not going to have too much to do here to be able to get the ball in the end zone. And
let me just sneak it again here.
That's what I would go with. It doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. It's going to be a handoff to Kunkel, who uses some great blocking from his line, has just open space ahead of him. So Kunkel in for his second touchdown of the game. He's now up to 20 carries on this one. He's just been grinding it out.
Yeah, that's a great response drive by Bethel there. It's kind of surprised. They really needed to get control of the game back offensively, and they went back to what worked those first 2 drives, really just running right out at Wheaton. They made a great play in the passing game on the big chunk play with the missed tackle, but the majority of it was just running right at Wheaton.
Yeah, and like you've said, we've talked about how Wheaton has
He missed? Oh, no.
No, he did not.
Hopeful.
Unfortunately. The Thunder are still down 9. They came within 2 after their last touchdown, but the score and the extra point from the Royals now puts them down 9 once again here at home. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third. Still a lot of game left to be played. A lot of chances here for the Thunder to make something happen. Still yet to see the Thunder defense make a bigger play, either a takeaway or just a big stop. That's something that they're going to need to do if they want to end up taking away the win here today. But I think it's interesting that Bethel has had the most success just running the ball right into the face of the defensive line, where on the Wheaton side of the ball, they have just not been able to get much going running straight through the line and have had their best success kicking runs to the outside.
Yeah. I think the good news is, though, for Wheaton, is they're stopping themselves at this point. Bethel's made a couple nice plays, but by and large, it's been Wheaton's mistakes, an interception, 2 interceptions, and they should be confident in their ability to put some more points on. They got to get probably 1 or 2 more stops defensively here.
And the ball falls off the Royals tee this time, so we're going to have to get a hold for the Royals here. I think that shows just how much wind we've got.
Yeah.
It's hard to see just when watching on the broadcast the conditions that the players are in. I mean, we don't have the flurries that we had earlier, but still a lot of wind. You can see strong enough to knock the ball over when it's right next to the ground. So they're going to use a holder here. Kicking into the wind. The Royals low kick. Not going anywhere. That one traveled probably 20 yards through the air. Super low. Taken by Keegan Babick, who now has his second kickoff touch of the game.
It's interesting. They have a freshman kicker doing the kickoffs and a, let's see, what is he? Oh, I guess it's a sophomore kicker.
Yeah.
Place kicker. Must not love kicking in the cold, I guess.
Yeah, Cifuentes handling the kicking duties sometimes, and Erickson handling the others as the Thunder get this one started. Giovanni Weeks kicking a run to the outside. Like Tim and I just talked about, Thunder really favoring those outside runs. Gio able to pick up a few here. Since Gio has had a few bigger runs, Bethel has done a better job of containing him. We'll see here, you can see the coaching staff alongside the Thunder sideline communicating with their offense. They're going to have 3 receivers on the wide side of the offensive line. Bowers in the backfield getting it to Tucker. Tucker's going to be short of the first down, but now just about a yard to go on 3rd down here for the Thunder. Tucker's been very reliable so far this game, as he has been all season. He finished with the regular season lead for receiving touchdowns for the Thunder. He had 7 this year after his 3 touchdown performance against North Park in the season finale.
You got Wheaton with their heavy package in, bringing in an extra lineman. You got the fullback as the tight end. Going fullback dive, did not get it.
Nope, that one stopped well short. Might have even lost a yard there on that play.
I think we know we're going for it. I think we're probably, thought they'd just run the same play.
It's going to be 4th and 1. The referee's spot is just a tiny bit short. So the forward progress puts the Thunder within about half a yard here. They're going to go for it. It is 4-down territory at this point in the game.
Don't love being in shotgun here.
Couldn't agree more, as Gio's going to get the handoff, and he's going to get the first down. So Thunder breathe a sigh of relief with a fresh set of downs there. Like you said.
It's a great play. You know, you pick up 5 yards on 4th and inches, keep the drive moving. Josh, I got to ask you, do we have any commentary on the offensive line fashion decisions here with their jerseys? Have you noticed? Half the guys have jerseys that are showing all the belly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Part of me thinks that sometimes they just kind of get pulled up in the moment. Maybe they're trying to relieve themselves of some of the sweating.
Oh boy.
As Bowers' downfield shot is almost picked off. He intended for Matthew Tucker, and the Thunder get another break there. Bowers hit as he throws and looked on target, but that was number 21, Nate Farm, the safety. He's had some big plays for his team this game, and he was able to get in front of the pass at the last second to break it up. Almost came away with the takeaway.
Well, the tough one there is the middle linebacker blitzes up the middle and made Bowers go right, but the routes were both coming towards us, towards the sideline, so there wasn't much to...
It's a difficult throw, too. Direct snap to Giovanni Weeks, who spins out of some contact. And he fumbles the ball, and that ball is out, and it looks like the Royals have recovered. The referees are obviously going to have to confirm and get to the bottom of the pile, but based on the reaction, I think this may be Bethel's ball. Let's take a look here. The pile continues to unload it.
Wow.
It's going to stay with the Thunder, it looks like.
I can't believe Gio just kept pounding, and then they finally got that ball out, but I can't believe Wheaton got back on top of that one. Great effort by Giovanni Weeks. Let's see who gets on top of the ball here.
That's really,
there it comes out.
Yep. And Gio was able to just get right back on top of it, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, came right back to him. What a fortunate bounce. Wow.
So the Thunder, after almost giving the ball to the defense on the interception, get another sigh of relief after recovering their own fumble. It's actually enough to get them a first down as well, as Giovanni Weeks is going to have some space here. No, excuse me, that's Jack Allen on the carry.
Great play right there.
Jack Allen has been absolutely fantastic in his time as the reserve this season. Yeah, that's a big pickup for the Thunder offense. You know, after those 2 back-to-back plays where things almost got hairy, you just hope that the Thunder offense can just settle in a little bit, talk themselves down a bit, just say, hey, there's still a lot of game left to be played. Let's lock in. We know we're a good team. We know we can play well. Coach Scott gesturing from the sideline.
He'd love to get in the end zone here with the wind in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, try and take advantage of this clock that continues to run down. Jack Allen with yet another carry. Out to the sideline. Nice stiff arm. Jack Allen up the sideline. out of bounds, but another big carry from senior Jack Allen.
Looks like they found something back to the...
That outside run has just been a go-to for this Thunder offense today, and Jack Allen doing some extra work there, throwing the defender to the ground.
With the way that Bethel's lining up, they line their two tackles up pretty much inside shade of the Wheaton guards, and their rush ends are on top or outside of the tackle. If you can get a good block by your tight end, you should be able to run inside that end and outside of that defensive tackle, which they did that play.
Some pre-snap motion. Giovanni Weeks with the carry. Giovanni Weeks refusing to go down, picking up extra yardage after being hit, and Bethel player gesturing for a substitution. Giovanni Weeks is just so hard to take down. There have been a lot of moments where he's had to bail himself out a little bit when his line has not been able to give him the blocks that he would want. Jack Allen, it's worth noting too, averaging over 10 yards a carry on this one in his minutes in as the reserve. Valuable to have a guy like him to give Giovanni Weeks some rest during big drives like this one, as Giovanni Weeks goes forward and goes over a man, almost lifted off the ground there. He picks up another chunk of yardage. Thunder getting ever closer to the first down and to the end zone. They're going to be...
That's it for the third quarter.
Yeah, about 2 yards short of the first down as we go into
the end of the third quarter.
Fourth quarter here at McCauley Stadium. Thunder within striking distance, but down 9 to this really impressive Royals team. Biggest thing I think has been the difference maker in this one, Tim, and you can disagree with me if you please, is just the mistakes that the Thunder have made. I mean, we've had the moments where they've thankfully gotten a little bit of a break. You had Giovanni Weeks recovering his own fumble. You had a few dropped interceptions, but you've also had moments like the pick six, like the interception earlier in the game, like the inability to capitalize on the early fumble that the Royals offense had late in the first half. And like you said, it's really hard to win a game against a good team if you don't win the turnover battle.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. The first interception by Bowers, that was a great play by Bethel. You know, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the other guys, and also on the interception for a touchdown, it's a nice job. They've played, the Bethel defense has played really well. Devin Williams is a great player, so you know sometimes again you tip your hat, but you can't make too many more mistakes than the opponent, expect to win the game. You hope you can get one back here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is the time where you really got to play your most disciplined quarter of football. Down for the first time in a long time, the Thunder have had a really easy schedule to end their season, and now facing a much more challenging opponent in the higher-ranked Bethel. And it's the time an option play out to Giovanni Weeks on the outside. Giovanni Weeks doing it all. Another touchdown for him, 3 on the ground, 1 in the air. Giovanni Weeks keeping the Thunder's hopes alive. Another touchdown for the Thunder to start off this fourth quarter. They're going to bring out the kicking team again, so if Mary's able to put this one through, he's 1 for 2 on the day.
This is the hard kick, right? You're coming into a pretty big wind. You're just trying to, you know, looks like he hits it with a little bit of a right to left draw. He's just aiming at that post and trying to hit it as hard as he can.
We've also got some snow picking up, so a little bit of a flurry, and that one looks good, and it is. So 2-point game, big extra point make from Caleb Mary. Thunder now within 2. A stop on this drive from the Thunder defense could put them in a great position. We've still got 5 seconds short of a full quarter to play in this one.
Wheaton continues to get it done on third down. I'm looking at the third quarter stats. That last play, that touchdown play, was 3rd and short, so they converted another third down. So they're now 8 of 12 on third downs and 2 of 2 on fourth down. So, you know, it continues to be difficult to defend Wheaton for 3 plays when they got to get 10 yards. And you see them continue to pick up first downs. That's 17 first downs for Wheaton. You have 12 for Bethel. Total yards favor the Thunder after that last play, 365 for Wheaton, 270 for Bethel. So you can see they're winning the yards, the total yardage. They're winning a lot of the statistical categories. It's the turnovers that have gotten them.
Yeah, and I think, too, something that you're really want to do on this drive is really hope to create some more pressure on this Bethel offense.
Oh, onside kick. Get 10 yards. Come on.
No, it's not even close to 10.
Bummer. It was there.
The Royals did not see that one coming, and had it traveled 10 yards, the Thunder would have had another offensive possession. Gutsy call there from the coaching staff, and I couldn't agree more. A great time to make a call like that.
Yeah, they had it. You just got to execute. You just got to, you're trying to steal possession there. They had it.
Number 28, David Geagley, the ball player. Tackled by number 21, John Schaefer. Falls at the 37-yard line. Gain of 7. Second down and 3. First down for Bethel, balls at the 32-yard line.
Against this Thunder defense, and they've given up already over 10 yards on the first few plays here for the Bethel offense. They inch ever closer to the end zone once again. The Thunder need to answer here on the defensive side of the ball. Rosti back to pass. Pressure coming in. Pass downfield is overthrown, but he had his man open. Number 15, that was Newald, Micah Newald. We've seen him active a little bit this game, and he was able to get past his man. He broke the coverage there.
Yeah, that's, you know what, in all honesty, though, that's pretty good coverage by Wheaton. That's a long route. That's a double move.
Yeah.
It's the quarterback. The main look is was the outside guy in a post, and that was well covered. So good job by Rossi to make something out of nothing and see if we can get another stop. There we go. There we go.
Rosti on the keeper, going nowhere. It's a great look there for the Thunder defense. Now 3rd and long.
Looks like the right tackle for Bethel is down. Oh, no, he's up. You got to imagine a lot of these linemen aren't feeling too good. Game 11 of the season. It's been a couple cold ones in a row for them. There've been probably a lot of sore guys over there.
The Thunder crowd on their feet now for this big 3rd down. This kind of a stop here for the Thunder defense could be something that changes the tide of this game. The wind picking up as well, gusting, the snow flurrying. Rosti, handoff, Geagley. Geagley breaks one tackle, another taken down, and he's going to be short of the first down. Nice pickup there by Geagley, but not enough for the first.
You'd love to get him down. See, great job by Geagley to make a man miss, make a second guy miss, and get another 2.5 yards. If you knock him down on the first play, now it's 3rd and 8. So we got 3rd and 5. You got to think, if I'm Bethel, I'm probably running it again. They've had a lot of success where they on their RPOs here, where they pull some of their linemen and make it look like a run and hit the slant to the backside. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. And they're empty formation here, though. Looks like they're going to pass it.
Yeah, 4th and 5. Huge possession incoming against the pressure. Newald with an amazing catch. Taking the ball in one-handed behind him. Look at this replay. That is one of the best catches you will ever see on a football field. Despite the pressure, Rossi throwing across his body. Newald with an incredible grab to keep the Bethel's offensive drive alive. And the Thunder, I mean, that's just something you can't really do anything about. When you make a catch like that, you just kind of got to live with it.
Yep.
Try and regroup.
Yep. No,
yes.
that's okay. I mean, and That's a great play by a senior quarterback backpedaling to give himself just enough time, and a great play by the wide receiver to one-handed catch it. Great play.
You know, you live with it. You're like, yeah, the receiver made a great catch, but we got to make sure we regroup.
Yep.
Put our heels in again and try and make a stop here.
Yep.
The wind picking up again here, too. You can see on the broadcast just how much snow we're getting flurrying in. 32 miles an hour.
Wow.
Glenn giving us some help from behind the scenes. These are some wild conditions to play in.
I want that sun back.
Just a few moments ago, it seemed like we had the sun shining on the field. The Thunder defense will look to make something happen here. Jeebly, another carry.
Short.
This time swallowed up.
Third down.
Another third down here for the Thunder.
You know, one thing that I really appreciate about the way that Wheaton defensive coordinator C.J. Nightingale calls a game is on that fourth down, he brought everybody.
Yep.
And he said, hey, we're going to bring everybody. You got to make a play, and Bethel did. I would imagine that we're going to see something similar here on these next two downs. Wheaton's got to get a stop here. Yep. They tend to be aggressive in these situations. I'd love to see that continue.
3rd and 2 with the season on the line in this game. This is a situation where aggression is warranted. We'll see here what the Thunder defense has cooking. Handoff, Jeebly taken down as he goes to the line. He's going to get enough there for a first down. So fresh set of downs.
Clock ticking.
7 yards to go, clock ticking. Just over 10 minutes left in this chilly, snowy game. And Thunder defense just needs to settle in here and hope for a play that they can capitalize on. The Bethel offense has played pretty mistake-free besides that early fumble on the snap that was turned into a positive gain, but the Thunder had to be hoping here for something to go their way. Another carry by Jeebly.
Yeah, I mean,
again up the middle, and some late shoving there between the players, and we've got some gesturing. It looks like they're saying that maybe there was a missed spot or something.
No, I think they maybe got the ball out, but as you can see,
he was already down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the fan in me wants them to just say, hey, you got to put 8 guys in the box, 9 guys in the box, and just say, hey, if you beat us on a one-on-one play to the outside and 35-mile-an-hour wind, good job.
Yep. Especially when you're this close to the end zone.
And that's what we got here.
Yep. They are stacking a lot of guys in the box here. Beefing up the line a little bit. Breaking through. Jeebly taken down. Nice tackle by Caleb Kuhn, able to get around the ankles of Jeebly.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Wheaton defense, that's what you want him to see. This guy's not outrun. Jeebly's not going to outrun you to the sideline.
Yep.
He's going to run you over. So if you can string him out to the sideline, that's a great play. Again, we got another big play, 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, and in this position, Bethel will almost certainly go for it on 4th down.
I would think so. I mean, on these next 2 plays, I don't know why you'd take the ball out of your best player's hand. I'd do some sort of run play action here for the quarterback, maybe try to get him out on the outside.
The Royals going to spread it out here. Got 2 receivers out to either side. Handoff, Jeebly stuffed as he goes to the line. Virgil Cannon making a big play for the Thunder defense. Definitely not enough for a first down. So 4th down here for the Royals. Look at this stop.
This surprises me a little bit here. I think at 4th and 4, you kick it here. You go up 5.
I think that makes the most sense in this position to make it a bigger lead here. And they're going to take a timeout to talk it over.
Timeout, Bethel. They're first of the half.
I think you call timeout. That means you're going for it here. You don't waste the timeout to go sit over there and then send your kicker out. So it's the biggest play of the game to date. How are you going to stop big number 1 here, Jaron Rosti, 4th and goal from the 4? I think you do the same thing. You've got 14 yards between you and the back of the end zone. There's not a whole lot of place for these guys to go. It can be really congested. If I'm Wheaton, I'm probably sending the house again, although, I would imagine that comes out pretty clear on the scouting report that Wheaton likes to send pressure on these short yardage downs. but if that's what I would do. I'd try to get to him quickly, try to get him off his spot, see if they can make another one-handed catch.
And this is something, too, in the timeout where you're expecting the coaching staff of the Thunder to just basically look at their defensive guys and say, we know what you can do. Go out there and make a big play. Not as much snow blowing now. And here we go. Like Tim said, this is going to be the biggest play of the game. Thunder need to prevent the Royals from 4 yards of gain there to switch the field, and the Thunder sending pressure through. Pass to the corner, and
man,
they're going to get a touchdown. Joey Kidder on the prayer on 4th down gets it in. We got some discussion between the Thunder secondary.
Can we see that replay? Yeah. You know, he definitely was in. I just don't know if he bobbled the ball.
So Rosti gets it out here. Throw to the corner, one-on-one coverage, and Newald, Kidder, he had his hands on it, and so a touchdown.
It's the right call
for the Royals. The Thunder, and they're going to go with not a fake here, but the busted extra point.
Well, that's big.
That is big. That's going to keep the Thunder in this one, now an 8-point game. So the Thunder, if they score a touchdown and manage to get an extra point, a 2-point conversion, would tie this one. 7.5 minutes, still plenty of time left to be played. Things start to feel a little bit higher pressure, of course, at this point in the game. Tim, I'm wondering if you have any, just some experience you can share with us about your time playing in a lot of playoff games. You know, in situations like this, what are kind of the things that are going through a player's head?
Yeah, well, you think you're going to win the game at this point. You know, you've played 10 games, almost 11 complete games. You've won most of them. You feel like you're a pretty good team. You have the self-belief that you're going to win this, and you want to be the one that makes that play. I mean, you have all the confidence in the world if you're playing in this. You got a lot of seniors, a lot of juniors playing right now. I have no doubt Wheaton thinks they're going to win this game. It's just being disciplined and taking advantage of the opportunity when it's in front of them. You know, as a defense, you give up that fade stop there on 4th and 4. You'll give that up. That's a 50-50 at best. You know, that's just a nice play by the quarterback and receiver.
Yep.
You got to give something up.
Well, and you said just moments before they called that you'd love to see. Oh, it's Eli Odell.
That's okay.
Loses that one, able to get it, and it's going to be a touchback. But like you said before they called up that pass play, you kind of talked about as a defensive coordinator and defensive players, like, we're going to stack the box, we're going to send the guys at you, and you're going to have to beat us with a difficult play. And unfortunately, the Royals did make that play, but the Thunder put a lot of pressure on Rosti there to make that throw. He was able to do that despite the pressure.
It's been the kind of what's been going on in the playoffs for the Thunder the last couple of years, where they make the play, but they just can't make that last play. We saw that last year against Central, where they gave up a couple 4th downs late, where it's like they're just on the cusp. They got to make one more play.
Bowers will look to lead the offense to make some plays as Giovanni Weeks takes the first carry of this crucial offensive drive for the Thunder. He's going to pick up a few yards there.
Yeah, that was so Bethel got the ball at the Wheaton, 40-yard line, 39-yard line? Or, 44-yard line, and took about 7 minutes off the clock to drive 45 yards. Just a long drive.
The Royals have been absolutely putting on an absolute clinic in terms of chewing the clock this game. Bowers finds his open man. That's Tyler Gauthier with the reception, and lots of contact after the ball, fighting back and forth. If you're the Royals defense, you're probably hoping to force some sort of takeaway here to kind of put the game to bed. We've talked just a second ago.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 50 of the defense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. First down.
The kind of momentum shift that this Thunder offense can use. An extra 15 yards off of the late hit on Will Bowers is going to put the Thunder that much closer to the end zone.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a quickly Wheaton's into Bethel territory. It's been a well-played, clean game for the most part. I believe that's probably only the 4th or 5th penalty of the day. It's been a real fun game to call so far.
So Thunder offense past the 50 now after the roughing the passer. Bowers rolling out. That's Giovanni Weeks on the reception. Not only a talented rusher, but also talented receiver, picking up a nice chunk of yardage there. We'll go for 7. 2nd and 3 now for the Thunder offense. 6 minutes, 31 seconds here left. I got to think, too, Tim, you were talking earlier about just the self-belief. I've got to feel, too, that there's got to be a certain sense of urgency and just excitement and hope that you have also playing in front of a raucous home crowd.
Yeah. There we go, Gio. First down. Wheaton's doing a great job of mixing it up with play action, getting the ball outside quick, running it outside, running it inside. They've done a great job. The only thing we're not seeing a whole lot out of them, which is fine, they've been moving the ball, but they really haven't taken any deep shots. I kind of think this is the spot on the field where you maybe try to hit one up top here and get a touchdown.
Yeah, and especially with the wind being kind of this on and off gusting, when there's chances where the wind dies down a little bit, it's a great opportunity for you to air the ball out a little bit. Doesn't look like that's what's coming here as they have a stacked line.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They brought in an extra blocker in Simeon Seacrest, the reserve tight end. And they are going to do a run play. Gio with a nice spin move going out to the sideline. Giovanni Weeks tacking on some extra yardage with a nice move.
How many carries is that for Gio today?
That'll be Gio's 23rd carry. He's up to 157 yards on the day, 3 touchdowns on the ground, 7 yards a carry. He's also got, let's see here, 2 receptions for 11 yards and a touchdown through the air. Gio has just been the one-man offense here for the Thunder. 1st and 10 after that pickup by Weeks. Allen and Gio in the backfield. Allen, lead blocker for Gio. Gio out to the sideline. Moving, another first down for the Thunder. Giovanni Weeks putting the team on his back right now and bringing the Thunder ever closer to the end zone. Big play from Gio Weeks.
Looks like he needs a breather here. It's tough. You know, you hate to take him out, but I think he's feeling it. He's gotta give him a breather every now and again.
Yeah, it's worth noting too as we get ever closer to the end of this one. Wheaton with 3 timeouts left. So still a lot of things that they can do with what's left in this game as we're going to get a handoff to Jack Allen, who in his minutes as a reserve has been great this game. He's going to pick up a few yards.
Yeah,
not close to a first, but still good.
Yeah, I love the game plan here. Just kind of grind it out. You'd love to get a touchdown here. Obviously, the 2-point conversion is a must here. But you're right. You got 3 timeouts. So the way the game is unfolding, it's looking like we're going to have a couple big plays down the stretch.
Having Jack Allen just pick up some yardage is good, as you're going to hope, too, to have Giovanni Weeks back in the game in just a moment here after he gets a chance to rest. Will Bowers rolling out.
Run it. Oh.
He's going to get it to Ben Juska. Juska spun out of bounds by the defender after picking up some yardage. Not enough for a first, but gets them that much closer to the end zone.
Really nice job by the Bethel defense to stay disciplined. And they were sitting in zone. They had everything covered there all the way until Bowers had just to flip it off to Juska for a couple yards. We got 3rd and short again. Gio's back in.
Gio back in, like you said, Tim. Bonga and Gautier out to the far sideline. Seacrest, the extra blocker, and Juska moving in beside Seacrest for another body along the line. And it's going to be a Gio handoff. He's going to be short.
Should have the first down.
But he's going to get the first down. So no touchdown, but a fresh set of downs here for the Thunder. Under 4 minutes left to play. The Thunder doing their best to also chew the clock on their offensive possession here. They're able to score and get a 2-point conversion. You'd obviously want the Bethel offense to have the least amount of time to answer back. But with the way the Royals have been moving the ball, the defense would need to make something happen. Once again, the Thunder offense. Bowers on the keeper, in for the touchdown.
Right, let's go. We need one. Jesse, get your best play, right? You got your. Your Philly special, maybe? Get something. We got to. Last time it wasn't. Bethel blew it up pretty quick. They sent some pressure. They went right by the extra blocker in the backfield, and Will never had a chance to make the throw. This is where Jesse's hopefully got one play. He says, hey, we know we're going to make this 3 yards every time. So they're on the left hash this time. They're on the right hash their last 2-point try. They're going quick.
And it sounds dramatic to say, but this play could be the make or break for the Thunder's season. Bowers, pressure, pass dropped in the end zone. No good. The Thunder 2 points.
Man.
Not there, and that pass just a little bit short. The special teams, once again, a point of struggle here for the Thunder today. The Thunder are still in this game, only down 2, but that missed 2-point conversion stings a lot at this point in the game.
Yeah, this is not sure what you do here if you're Coach Scott. I mean, I think you're probably going to try to kick it deep. You squib it, maybe you get a lucky bounce, but you're probably hoping that you get them down on the 30, 35-yard line and you can go 3 and out and get the ball back with no timeouts. But I wouldn't actually hate with the win that you have. I don't necessarily hate trying to sneak an onside kick here again. Obviously, Bethel will have a hands team out looking for it, but this is a heck of a win. You don't pick up a whole lot by trying to kick it deep.
Yep. No, we've seen whenever either team has kicked it into this win, they've gotten at most 20 yards through the air. The kicks have been low. They've been wobbling and doing their best to go.
Tell you what, though,
the least amount of distance possible.
Right here, if they've got their guy on the 40-yard line right here, I try to kick it right over his head.
I think that might be a good play here. We're going to see if the ball actually stays up.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it does, but it looks like it just might. Caleb Mary measuring out.
Yeah, I mean, you kick this to the opposite hash. Okay.
He's going to back up. He's thinking that he's reading your mind here, Tim, and the ball falls.
Bummer.
So they're going to get a holder on this, would be my guess. We've seen that already now as the wind has picked up. That's been the situation. And Tim, with the barring any sort of mistake here on the Bethel side, they're going to get back on the offensive side of the ball. What are if you're the Thunder, what are you hoping to get here on the defensive side and then able to answer on the offensive side?
Great kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you do what you did on that last drive, and you just hope you make that one last play. They did a great job towards the end they had to face 2 straight 4th downs, and Wheaton just wasn't able to make that last play to get the ball back. I got to imagine on their own side of the field, up by 2 points with 3 minutes left in the game, if Bethel's got 4th and 5, I would imagine they're punting the football. So just kind of do what you did before. Stay aggressive. If you're gonna lose this game, you want to lose it because you made a mistake of aggression or you were aggressive and they made an extra play. So I'd like to see Wheaton stay aggressive, be very physical up front, see if you can force them into a 3rd and long.
Yeah, you got to make Bethel beat you rather than beating yourself. They're going to go with a handoff. This time it's a keeper from Rosti, and Rosti hit hard the end of the play. That's the first time Rosti's faced some real contact this game. He's been battling some injuries to end this season. He's had some shoulder problems and doesn't seem to have affected him too much this game. But Rosti stopped up before a chance for a 1st down there. Sam Bell, the safety, coming down and making a stop.
Just in recent playoff history, Wheaton's due. They're due to win one of these close ones. If you go back on a lot of their most recent losses in the playoffs, they've all come down to just a field goal kick here, a couple points, last possession, a last play. They're due.
Rosti going to take a timeout here before the game clock expired. 2:20 left. The Royals going to do their
prior to the delay of game timeout. Bethel
on this clock is
their 2nd of the half.
After they come out of this timeout, it's going to be a 2nd and 4 for the Royals.
That's a real tough spot for Wheaton here at 2nd and 4. You haven't really been able to stop them for no gain in a while here. You've given up 2 or 3 yards at a time. Not sure what you can do to get in the backfield here, but we don't have a whole lot of very many tackles for loss. It'd be great to just see somebody make defensive tackle, get in the backfield. Braden Anthony maybe making a play.
Yeah, that's what we're going to hope for here from the Wheaton defense, is that one of their playmakers can just make something happen. Two minutes and 20 seconds left here. Every play matters that much more as well. It's going to be Rosty in the backfield with Jeebly. He's got 3 receivers out on the line of scrimmage. Handoff.
Love it.
Kept by Rosty.
Now you call timeout.
Nowhere to go.
Man, that ref.
Timeout, Wheaton. They're first of the half.
I think the clock operator saw Coach Scott calling a timeout before the ref did.
So Thunder was still plenty of time. Great. Exactly the kind of play you need. I mean, obviously you'd hope for maybe some lost yardage on that second down they just had, but holding him to nothing is certainly better than a first. So 3rd and 4 when the Royals come out, and a stop here on this 3rd down would be something that could potentially put this game into winnable territory once again for the Thunder.
Yeah, you'd love to see a play in the backfield. It's a little interesting to see 2 times in a row them going with that read option for the quarterback on the inside keep when they've had such success running it with the tailback up the middle, and then the quarterback keeping it off the edge if he wants. But love the home field advantage here with the train going by. We just had double trains. Unfortunately, we lost one of them.
Hopefully the crowd noise can make up for that train that's already chugged by. Big down here. Quick pass. And it's caught.
That's going to be it.
Going to be a first down, and it's hard to think that that one won't just put this one out of the hands of the Thunder. Rosty with a quick pass there to his reliable receiver, Micah Newald, who picks up the first by just
second of the half.
Just a little bit. And the Thunder now with 2 minutes. Only one timeout
game
left
clock
now for
operator,
them.
Please reset the game clock to 2:09.
Just a
2:09.
There's very few opportunities now. Something would definitely have to go the Thunder's way. A mistake on the part of the Royals offense would have to happen. The Thunder would have to get a little bit of a miracle here.
Yeah.
Starting to worry me, though, that like you said, Tim, we might just be in one of those positions where it's just so close but not quite there. Those kind of moments that the Thunder have had over the past few years where they've just been just a little bit away. I mean, you talked earlier with me about the game a few years ago against St. John's, who actually beat this Royals team last week, about how you felt that if they had one more quarter to play, the Thunder would have taken that one away. And it's hard to not feel as a Thunder fan that even 5 more minutes on the clock would just be a game changer for this Thunder team.
Yeah, Bethel's really just been grinding out this game and picking up first downs by a yard here, yard here. They've got a great quarterback.
Thunder blitzing. Kunkel, carry. Not much there, but they're going to keep running out as much of the clock as they can.
Yeah, so here, it's second down.
Wheaton.
You snap the ball.
Their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
You probably snap it on 3rd down with 1:20. You're punting it with 40 seconds left to Wheaton, so Wheaton's going to have no timeouts, and if they can get a stop, if they can get a stop, they're looking at probably a punt and getting the ball back somewhere deep inside their own territory with 35 seconds left to go. So, it's not over, but it's getting dicey.
It'd be an uphill battle for them to be able to pull something off. Not to mention they'd be having to drive into the wind, which has been a factor this game, but on a final drive with not much time, you're going to need to get some yards through the air, and throwing into this gust would make it that much more difficult.
Yeah. Really like the game plan that Bethel came in here with, though, to be physical up front, really run it right at this Wheaton defense. To be honest, this has been a really short game, right? We've had a lot of running. Clock's been moving most of the game. How many throws does Rosty have today?
He has 16 attempts.
16 attempts, and what is he, 8 or 9 of 16?
9 of 16, so 56%
not truly, I mean, they've been efficient enough. They've hit a couple big plays, but it's been the running game for Bethel today.
And I think we've talked about this already, but to reiterate, they have not necessarily won in every statistical, and that's going to be the game. Jaron Rosti picks up a first down to ice this one for the Royals, and with that, I think the Thunder season will come to a close. Heartbreaker here at McCulley Stadium. The Thunder sticking in this one till the very end, but
it's tough when you score 5 touchdowns and you play the other team and they score 5 touchdowns and you lose 34-32. That's always that's a tough one.
Yeah, and just a lot of things went right for the Thunder today, but just the few things that did go wrong. We had the turnovers, we had just the extra point and 2-point mishaps. That was enough to have that leave them walking away from McCulley with their season over. So the number 13 ranked Royals will advance after beating the Thunder here at McCulley Stadium. They will play the winner of
Linfield-Pomona-Pitzer.
Linfield-Pomona-Pitzer, which I was talking to Tim about, is likely going to be played in Oregon. So Bethel will be traveling once again after this one, this time to the West Coast to take on their next opponent.
Yeah, that would have been a fun one for Wheaton. The Wheatons never played Linfield. It would have been fun to get on a plane, fly out west, play a storied program like Linfield. Assuming they win, I guess.
Tough game here for the Thunder. You can see some of the frustration just in the body language of some of the players along the sideline. Certainly difficult to see a season come to an end like this, but what a season it was for the Thunder. Records broken by both Will Bowers and Giovanni Weeks.
You know, it's been, I really like with the Wheaton-Bethel matchups. They've played 4 times. Wheaton won 10-7. They won on the next year they won on a last-second play. Then they lost here in the playoffs to Bethel in 2010, and now we got another one. All 4 games have been probably scored between 7 points on all 4 of them. 2 evenly matched programs.
So the clock will expire here, and with that, this season of Thunder football will come to a close. Folks, thank you for your support of this Thunder team all season. It's been a pleasure to bring you the broadcast. I'm Josh Beisel alongside Tim March today. The Thunder just short of a victory today, losing by 2 to the visiting Bethel Royals, who will go on to play the winner of Pomona-Pitzer and Linfield later this week. Thank you again for supporting us, and we'll be back next season with more Thunder football.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.